Well then, hello and good evening then to a bit of a special race that we tend to have in this the ARC. It is another 100 event. We did one earlier in the year. I think it was like a week or two before the GR3 Championship. But this time we are racing at the sister track of what we raced last week at Seaside, the Dragon's Trail Gardens, for a 90-minute endurance race. I'm your commentator, Savvy. Joining me in the booth this time is a guy who's got a very decorated career in ARC. Flashback champion, called GR3 champion with endurance racing GR3 champ with Jerry Bear. He has, in his GR3 championship career, he has led a total of 4 corners. It's Mr. Law. How you doing, Law?
Thanks very much. It was about 3/4 of a lap, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Brilliant. Oh yeah, and you've also forgot I'm also a team champion as of a few minutes ago.
Oh, the team, Kerrygold. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know who actually won with you was then. But
yeah.
So there you go, team championship.
I'm a triple champion in some way.
The triple, yeah. So, for those who don't know or are just new to this, it is a split race. We've got the Red Bull Juniors in this, and we've got the GR4s, like we did at the Blue Moon Speedway months ago. Just see more people that have just joined it in. I'm going to be showing the GR4 category. Law's going to be taking over the Red Bull Juniors for qualifying, which will be starting in roughly about 7 minutes time. I'm just doing a bit of talking now because Law's doing a bit of eating, but he should hopefully be finished by then, and then we'll get to talk the track itself. But we'll just go through some of the drivers then in the GR4s. So I think we've got more people still yet to come in, but anyway, we've got Yagherty, who we only seen once in the GR3 Championship. I believe that was at Alsace. So he's driving the BMW M4. Then we've got Nico, who also is driving an M4. Jerry Bear, also an M4. And you've got Cro Magna in his obviously well-known purple and fluorescent yellow livery. He's driving a Dodge Viper. Wiley, who, the one time that we did do the 100 at the Blue Moon Speedway, he managed to get a win, and it was a pretty historic win for all you Wiley fans out there that are hopefully going to be tuning into this as he wins. He's driving the Hurricane, one of a couple of drivers using the Hurricane. ARC Thunderpig, there he is. He's driving a Lexus. The Dotum also driving another Lexus. Fubar in the Aston. And the Aston Martin there. Looks quite Americanized actually, but it's got a bit of Britain on it there, well, with the British flags. There's a look at the Furious 2, driving a very decorated livery of the old Benetton colours back in the early 90s in Formula 1. That's a rather on-point scheme. Hopefully we'll see that in the main event, in the streamed event. DD Ranger driving a McLaren. And then we've got Goofy also driving a McLaren. This is one of the new guys here, Chosen TV. Just fairly new to the ARC, passed his driver's rookie test, and he's driving a Hurricane. Actually lives not too far away from me, actually, is Chosen. Lives in Musselburgh, which is just about like, oh, I don't know, like possibly 20 minutes away from where I live. Who else are we missing here? And also we've got, Slimmy Cam has just come out to the track, and he's driving a Jag. So we've got a couple of Lamborghinis, a few BMWs, a Dodge, a Jag, an Aston, a couple of Lexuses. So yeah, that's fairly interesting field of cars there. What have you got in the Red Bull Juniors then? Who's in that one?
You caught me while mid-snack. This is very unprofessional of me, I'm very sorry. Yeah, so we got an absolutely stacked lobby here in the Red Bull Juniors, so I'm really looking forward to this. We've got basically all the big guys on the championship, including Chucky. So we've got...
Oh, Chucky's racing!
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we got ARC Hallex, who is obviously our GR3 champ as of a few minutes ago. Then we got ARC Inman, who is Prost to the Senna. They've spent most of the last season pretty much nose to tail in pretty much every race.
Yeah.
And then we got Charles. So ARC DM Charles, who he missed pretty much all of this season, didn't he? But we knew from
I think it was because of uni work.
Yeah, real life stuff. So, but he is so quick, and he is always a bit of an unknown quantity. He can definitely fight it with the big boys on his day, and I think he prefers weird cars like this. I don't think he particularly loves GT3, Grip 3 cars, but he is a fast boy in these type of cars. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does. I love that guy. We've also got, obviously we've got Larasco, who is organising this whole event. So he is racing, and then we've got Steven, so CSX Steven, who just appeared to just gain an incredible amount of time in the middle of the GR3 season and started just being ridiculously quick in that Super. When he wants to practice, and when he does practice, he's as good as anybody, and he really turned up mid-season, providing quite a lot of excitement. So
yeah, he did. Yeah,
that's stacked. That's absolutely stacked, that lobby. Then we got the original J-Boy, who is
he's just new to this, isn't he? He's new.
Yeah.
I know he did compete in the GR3s, but this will be his second actual event, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So he says he's Swiss, but he's from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's one of our first. I can't remember any other drivers from Oceania.
We did have an Australian who raced at Monza last season. I can't remember what his name was. I can't remember his name exactly.
But yeah, and then we got Michal Taiban, who appears to be from the Czech Republic. I've not seen him in the lobby, so he must be
he's brand new. Yeah, he's brand new. Just to say, if people that are watching this, if you want to get yourself involved, you can come into this community. As we said last week, this is what Chili was saying last week. We welcome you with open arms and a loving message from Mermaid too. And just try and got to do some rookie tests. You got to do 2 races in the rookie test. I think it's with the GR4s, and then once if you're deemed clean enough or fast enough, well clean enough. You don't need to be fast enough. But once if you're fast enough, then you are eligible to be passed, and then you are welcome to do whatever challenge races you want to do. So we want to see more people get involved, and we have seen like a whole boatload of people getting involved in there. So
we've had a lot of people join sort of mid-season, which has been really, really good. So ARC is in rude health. We have had lots of new people join, and there's people who have come in and they've almost gone straight into our top tier, so Lobby A, which has been really, really impressive. Oh, Kofi has just joined my room, so that's another fast guy that's just joined us.
I'm choking on some food in the process.
Excuse me. We got ARC Kofi, who somehow wrangled that Genesis to near the top of I can't remember how many podiums he got, but he wasn't too far off 1 or 2 wins, which is just insane in that Genesis. So Kofi is also a part.
And is that how many there is in there? Is that it? That must be it. Is that it?
Yeah, sorry, that's it, yeah.
Oh, okay,
that appears to be it. Looks like quality is about to start.
Yeah, qualifying is just about to start. For those that just wanting to know, it is a 10-minute qualifying, and here we go. Qualifying is just about to get underway. The tyre wear will be at ×3, and the fuel wear will be at ×3, so it's not going to be the same qualifying as what we saw in the GR3s Championship. It's just an out-and-out brawl. I also just mentioned too that Gianni also joined this lobby. And when Thunderpig sets the tyre wear to ×3, we will get 10-minute qualifying underway. And who's going to be the first to come out onto the track? It's going to be Jenny Bear by the looks of it. No, sorry, it's going to be Crow. There he is there. And Thunderpig just telling the field to go. So here we go. 10 minutes of qualifying around here. Have you managed to finish your food, Law?
Not quite.
Not quite, okay.
My 5-minute monologue quite slowed me down, but it's an it's an endurance race, right? I'll be finished at some point.
Okay then. We'll just try and let you cut.
I can still keep in. I can still update everyone. don't worry.
Right, okay, right. We'll come back to you in about a couple of minutes' time. So let's have a look at the track then of this Dragon Trails Gardens. We'll do like a flying lap on board with whoever's leading the field. We've already got 8 people that are watching then. Hello to you 8 people, and already 14 comments. That's good to see. 15 comments now. That's lovely. Let's keep the comments coming in there. There's a whole field of gaggle of cars they're making their way towards the S-curves here. And here's a look then at Gianni. He's driving a Porsche Cayman. Okay then, so we've got a couple of drivers driving the Porsche. As Jerry Bear just running a little bit out wide there off of this. And then you've got this quadruple left-hander here called Turkey. That's really going to hurt those left tyres there. 10, 11, 12 and 13. And then the last 2 corners then is called Little Madrid, 14 and 15. There's Goofy in the background in there. All the liveries are looking really smart here tonight. So it looks like Crow is going to be leading the field. So let's ride on board then with Crow for a lap around Dragon Trails Gardens with the Bronze Tier 1 champion. So across the start finish straight, the first 2 penalty burns here. Now we're going in towards the first corner, Pirelli Parabolica, which in the Red Bull Juniors cars, they will take that flat out through here. Down the gear for the GR4s, and now into the Sawtooth Dipper, turns 2, 3 and 4. Really savage, not this one, but these 2 curbs here, really, you cannot hit those tyres on the red bit because it will spit the car out to the right side. Now onto the straightaway. This is turn 5 and the second of 2 penalty burns, and then we're going into the hairpin, turn 6, called Slingshot, all the way down possibly to second gear for Crow. No, first gear it is then. Now back onto the power then, and then 7, 8 and 9, the S-curves. This one should be flat out. You may have to do a little lift at turn 8 here. Oh, it's actually gone down a gear. Now into turn 9, 4th, back down to 3rd. It's a bit sharper one. Careful to not spit the card out there, which Crow nearly did. Now in towards Turkey, the quadruple left-hander. 10, 11, 12, and this is turn 13. There we go, and then a little short straightaway, and then into the last 2 corners. Little Madrid, 14 and 15. He'll be probably breaking it about where the orange bit is there. Down into second gear, 14. It's a double right-hander. Let the car run out wide, hit the apex for turn 15, and then onto the start-finish straight, and that is a lap of Dragon Trail Gardens. So let's see what Crow can do in his Dodge. He has done a few mistakes alone on this lap. He does a 38.2, and as Gianni has already beaten it by over a 10th and a half. Jenny Bear goes 3rd, nearly a quarter of a seconds away. Wiley in the Hurricane, he puts us into 3rd position. There he comes, making his way through turn 1. What's been going on in the Red Bull Junior qualifying?
Yeah,
oh, excuse you.
Brilliant lap guide, by the way. You would put Mark Brundle in the job there. So, yeah, Charles has gone fastest with a 26.3, which I'm reliably informed is a fast time. Then we've got Alex, about 2 tenths behind. Stephen, 3 tenths behind Alex, so in 3rd. Inman, I don't think he had the cleanest of laps, and he also went off on his next hot lap, so he's only in 4th. Rascal's about 8 tenths down on Inman in 5th. Then Michael T-Ban in 6th, Kofi 7, J-Boy 8, Antibiotic 9th, and La Bomba in 10th. Sorry, those are 2 people I did not mention. La Bomba and Antibiotic. Oh,
okay. Well then, just seeing here, Slimmy Cam, the only Jag in the field, has gone to the pole by just 1,000th of a second over Gianni, so that's super duper close. Thunder Pig in 3rd. Someone has actually gone off. Is that Fubar? I think that might have been Fubar. I don't know where he's. Yeah, there he is. He's spinning his way towards Turkey, getting it completely wrong. Breaks it then. Let's Chosen and the Dotum to move by. And probably Fubar will probably have to make a pit stop, put on some fresh set of softs, and try and improve his 10th place qualifying of a 39.4. In fact, it's actually got the cut and pull. Oh, and Gianni's gone to the pole half a second quicker now. So he must have got a good tow there from Jerry Bear. And what were you saying there, Long?
Yeah, there was a very... Charles just made a bit of an error on Is that turn 3? It's kind of the exit of turn 2 into turn 3, that little kind of...
oh, the sawtooth dipper there, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the same place Inman made a mistake there as well, so that's providing quite tricky in the Red Bull Juniors, so that'll be something to look out for. But, oh, and he's made another mistake as well on the... I need to get your track map out here. Sorry.
I don't even have my laptop on, I just know it by heart now.
That's impressive. Yeah, turn 9 before Turkey, which is appropriately named, because I was about to say that really reminds me of turn 8 on Turkey.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So Gianni, we're just going into the second half of qualifying. Gianni leads the way by half a second over Slimmy Candy. Gertie, 4,000 slower than Slimmy in third, and the best of the BMW drivers as Goofrey just runs a little wide off of turn 9. Thunderpick down to 4th, Nico 5th, Cro Magna is 6th, very close there, 20 thousandths slower than Nico, but 27 thousandths quicker than the Dottom. Wiley Coyote, who won the GL4s in Blue Moon, he sits in 8th, Jerry Bear 9th, Furious 2 in 10th. I want to see that livery into the main event, because that is a really stunning looking livery that the Furious has done. Fubar 11th, DD Ranger 12th, Chosen 13th, and Groofrey round out the field in 14th. 3 minutes to go. Anything that's going on now in again the Red Bulls?
I was literally I'm watching the Eurolobby just on the YouTube stream here. That Furious livery, that kind of reminds me of the sort of
it's the Benetton. It's the Benetton livery from the early 90s in Formula 1.
Oh, right. I was about to say it looks like a shell suit from like the 90s. So yeah, Edmund needs to improve it. Edmund improved 0.3, but he's still only 4th in the Red Bull Junior lobby. So we've got Alex, Charles, and Stephen, then Edmund, Kofi, and Brasco. Slightly unexpected. I would have thought Edmund would be a little bit further up than that, but there's still a few minutes to go. What I'm just a little bit surprised at is that nobody's doing any fuel burning, given that you can, and it's beneficial for you to be on the lowest fuel possible, but maybe it's just because there's just a high chance of making a mistake on. It's better not to leave it to one hot lap.
Yeah. I mean, because there is now 2 lobbies now, so drivers want to get on with it and put in Furious 2 runs a little wide at Little Madrid. Because they all want to get on with it, because now there's 2 lobbies, whereas the first 100-mile event we did was only 1 race. Someone is going off at the... who's that gone off at the Sawtooth Dipper, or just going into the Sawtooth Dipper? Who is that? We'll work our way down through the field, see who that is. Oh, and it's DD Ranger. DD Ranger's gone off at just before turn 2. And so DD Ranger, not unless if he has to take a little pee break, I don't know, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to do yet another lap, so that could be the end for DD Ranger. Gianni's improved again, only just to a mid 137.5. Oh, and now Yagertzi's actually done a better lap time, a 37.6 to put him now into 2nd place, and the gap is now shortened to less than a 10.5 over Gianni.
It's almost like Stephen was listening to me, because now he is fuel burning, so he's the only one doing any kind of fuel burning, which is a bit strange.
Well, there shouldn't be not a lot of time left in the Red Bulls now, because we've got a minute left to go in this one.
Yeah, same. There's only a minute left here, so it's still Alex, Charles, Stephen, and Inman. I'm seeing quite a lot of drivers slowing down because they've obviously made mistakes on their hot laps and they're just trying to let other people through. So I'm seeing Inman, every time I flick to him, he's slowing down, so he's not having the cleanest of qualifyings here.
Just looking here at the Dottom there, that's a rather striking looking livery, the Golf. There's another Golf livery there, I think that was it was the McLaren, I think it was. And the Dottom still currently running 7th quickest, 7/10 slower than Gianni's pole time. As we've got coming up now for 10 seconds to go until the end of qualifying. So whoever's coming across the start-finish line will get another lap in. The train at Little Madrid aren't going to get another lap in. And I think that might be Crow in that lot. And who was that ahead? That might be Jerry Bear and Gianni. So Gianni's going to be the first one to cross the line. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. Only just though. He doesn't improve. That's the end of qualify there. So Gianni was the first one to cross the line, followed by Jerry Bear and Crow in that lot. Maybe I should actually type. Yeah, maybe I should type qualify.
Yeah, so Alex is just coming across the line, so he's the first one to finish. Let's see what he does. He's on a 26-1. What's he going to do? He's not going to improve. It's a 27 flat. So Alex is on pole. Provisionally, Charles doesn't improve. I think... Oh, Rascal's done a fantastic time. Rascal's done a 26-4. He's up to third in his own event.
There. Nice.
He's getting a slip from Antibiotic, which
that will help. That will help. You're getting... Oh, go on. Sorry. No, I was going to say you get...
it's that old Zoom thing, isn't it? Anyway, Rascal's coming across the line. What will he do? Will he improve? No, he won't. 26-6. So Rascal stays in third. Stephen is going to come across the line. He's definitely not going to improve. Kofi's finished. Inman's finished. Okay, everybody's finished. Okay, wow. I did not expect that. Inman's down in sixth.
He might not make it. He might not make it. I tell you what, though, in fairness, though, to Inman, he's been caught up with a lot of duty work, so I don't think he's had a lot of time to practice here.
Fair play.
So benefit of the doubt there for him. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. But let's have a look then at the live timing to see what the times look like. So Gianni was the fastest of all in the GR4s with a 37.5. Ugherty went better in the last lap, but just not enough with a 37.531. They're a full half a second ahead of Slimmy Cam in the F-Type Jag with a 38.0. Then Nico, the second of the M4s with a 38.1. Cro-Magna, I think he'll make the show with that time of a 38.2, exactly 1/10 behind Nico. Verdottum with just 27 thousandths slower than Crow. And then you've got Jerry Bear 7 with a 38.2. Wiley Coyote with a 38.3. That could be a bit of an issue that for Wiley, because I don't know if he'll make the show or not. So the Blue Moon race winner in the GR4s might not make it in this race, unfortunately. The Furious 2, 38.5. Fubar, 39.2. Then DD Ranger, 39.9. Chosen TV, 40.0. Goofy will be 14th with a 40.8. Thunderpig with that 38.2. 227 would actually be in 5th and just ahead of Crow. So Crow would be 6th, Dotton would be 7th, Jerry Bear would be 8th, Wiley 9th, Furious 10th, so on all the way down to Goofy 13th. That should be 14th. So what are the times then in lobby? In the Red Bull Juniors, as I will join now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, there was only 10 participating drivers in this, so I don't know what that does to the two lobby system. I know that
I think there might be 5. If there's 10 drivers competing, there could be 5 and 5 in each. Then,
yeah, potentially. So, Inman might not be safe then.
I don't think he would be.
No, because he's 6th, so he'd be 6th out of 10. So, wow. Okay, so Alex is done a 26-1. Charles done a 26-3, 2/10 behind, so that's good from Charles. Stephen is just under a 10th behind Charles with a 26.4. Kofi's also done a 26.4. They're only 0.003 of a second separating Kofi and Stephen. That's great. Inman is about 2/10 behind there, behind Kofi. Rascal's best time was a 26.4.4 actually, so he's third, but because he's exited, it's not showing him on the leaderboard, but I can see his best time there. So it's so close. Three drivers did 26.4, which is really, really good. Then it's Bomba with a 27.9, J-Boy with a 27.9 as well. Only 2/10 separating them. Antibiotic 28.3, and then Michael with a 27.7. So it's fairly close.
Just looking at Michael Tyburn, who's just new to this, Czechia. They're now called Czechia, not Czech Republic. I do like that livery. I did see it in the practice lobby with Wiley and that lot, and it did look quite striking. So I don't think we're going to be seeing Michael in the streamed event, which will be a shame. But it's his first time here, so he's done a good job. Just looking at the rest of the other field and looking at their liveries, there's the original J-Boy, and Charles I thought was just a bit unghosted. That looks like the old Alpine livery from the Formula One now, I think, for Charles.
I think that's
sort of looks of it.
Colours.
Has he not got the? Has he not got the traditional red and black stripes on that livery? We need to see it. Let's have a look.
He's got the flag.
He's got the flag, yeah.
It's got to be something to do. I'm sure he'll comment on the. He'll tell us in the comments. I'm sure. What about Stephen's livery? That's some effort, that one.
I'm trying to get Stephen's one. Yeah,
it's kind of giving me a headache, but also I like it.
And then there's a look at Alex, who won the Red Bull Junior race at the Blue Moon. Just typical, looks like a Caterham green, so to speak. And Rascal in the pits, obviously with the what's happening in Myanmar. Neymar? Why was I thinking Neymar? Myanmar's livery. And yeah, so there could be some big problems here for Edmund, because as you said, he might not make it unless, I mean, it's just down to who will be, how many drivers will be in the streamed event, really.
Yeah, let's think about it. So the GT4, how many drivers were in there? There was quite a lot. That was a full lobby, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was 14 in them. 14 in there.
So it's either that they make... Because really, whenever we're practicing these kind of races, this kind of idea is sort of piloted on Saturday Night Showdown, which is also a great series. We sort of piloted this at the Blue Moon Speedway with Red Bull Juniors and GT4s, and if you got about between 4 and 5 Red Bull Juniors and the rest GT4s, it's still a very good race. You still get enough of that. Now, this is Blue Moon Speedway, which is a very, very short track, but you still got a pretty good race out of it. So they might, yeah, it depends, because I think Inman should be, I say this as a sort of a half spectator, but I would like Inman in this top lobby. I would like him on the stream, because quality is quality, and it's all about that sort of doing that lap under pressure. I think it might be a different story in the race, so let's see, but I hope he's in the stream.
So, have you finished your dinner now? Oh, you're still eating? Oh, you have finished it?
Yeah, no,
okay,
I'm not that slow.
I was just going to say to you, what do you think of this track then, this Dragon Trails Garden? Do you think it's better than Seaside, or what?
I don't think there's many tracks better than Seaside. But what I would say is this track holds a special memory for me, because this was where my rookie series was when I first joined IRC. So I'm clearly decent at it enough to have passed a rookie series. But yeah, apart from that, I haven't really driven this track that much. I think it appears on dailies, but it's never really appeared in a championship race at all. I don't think we've done any events here for sure.
We did do one for the McGann Trophy Cup, but that was the reverse, I think. Was it reverse, or was it the normal way that the cars are going? It was the first 2 rounds, because I mind Alex winning the second race in the McGann Trophy Cup. But anyway, carry on.
Yeah, well, it's probably not my favourite track in the world, but I do appreciate it. That you have to be really... It's interesting, because when you're in low downforce cars, I feel like that sort of turkey section, as you call it, it's tricky in low downforce cars, but I think that's what makes it enjoyable. Whereas I think in the Red Bull Juniors, the Red Bull Juniors are quite odd on this track. I mean, the Red Bull Junior is just an odd car, to begin with, because it's like, I don't know if you've driven them yourself, Sam, but like, it's
rapid.
It's very quick, but its straight line speed is pretty terrible, and it makes you feel like it's got an unbelievable amount of braking power, and it's got a fantastic amount of downforce, but you have to drive it differently than a Formula 1 car, or, if you're driving an F1 game, or if you're driving maybe the Super Formula or the Mercedes car in this game, where you can really just like chuck it in there. You can chuck it into that corner, and I can imagine in that turkey section, that F1 car is literally just like turn and it'll stick. The Red Bull Junior oversteers if you turn a bit too much. And I know that's a bit of a strange thing to say, but like, it's more so than any other car you've driven. There is a way to drive it that you have to be gentle on the steering wheel, and it will give you the grip. But if you just first jump into the Junior, it's a weird car. I can't really explain it too well, but yeah, we done it I think once Suzuka, a couple of times, and it's just a weird car. But the track's nice. Hopefully it brings you a good amount of entertainment and a good amount of overtaking, which it should do. There's a high propensity for mistakes, at least.
Yeah. I was going to say, I thought you were going to say there's a lot of grip in his cars, because you just look at Inman now, he's probably going to take turn 1 flat out through here, whereas, there you go, you can see, flat out through turn 1. I mean, that's so quick.
But look at the steering lock that he had on it. He had about...
Not a lot, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, 20 degrees of steering lock, and that's the thing. In these cars with the amount of downforce, you think that you could just yank that around the corner, but no, that will spin. You'll get a tank slapper on you. That's what I mean. See through that corner there. It's just not. It's not planted in the same way. It's very, very susceptible to bumps. It hits any kind of bumps. It wants just smooth tarmac, and it hits curbs. It hits a lot of things.
Ooh, off goes the bomber. Dude, all drivers are going off now.
Yeah. So you watched the practice races before today, right?
Yeah, I only saw about. I observed that Alex is quick, and I also said in the chat there that I also learned something new today. Is that you can't ride a lobster. So that's a new thing for me. Well, I seen a lobster and I was thinking, can you ride on it? And I just realised if you sit on it, you'll kill it. So there you go. All right. So I've learned something in that.
That's good to do. That's quality content.
That is, yeah. Yeah, and yeah, that was just it. Just saying that Nuggy was just quick. Oh, sorry, Alex. Sorry, was quick.
Yeah, I know everyone. Everyone seems to be calling him Nuggy, and I know I first knew him as Nuggy, but yeah. I just find it really strange that if you're watching this and you've no idea who Nuggy is, and there's just constant references to this Nuggy character, like, who's gonna know? But, yeah.
The racer formerly known as Nuggy, that's what it should be called.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, what about the race itself? This is going to be... I've been informed a lot of these stats, so hopefully these are correct, and you could back me up, Savvy. So, the rules of the race are that the Red Bull Juniors only have one set of softs.
Yep.
The GT4s have 2 sets of softs.
Yeah.
And there should be in total about 60 to 62 laps for the Red Bull Juniors. And I'm not sure how much that translates for the GT4s, so probably I would say maybe 80, 90 or something like that. So I've been informed that the Red Bull Juniors may only have to pit once during the race, so that might be... You might just get for the Red Bull Juniors, so you get a one-stop, or they just do one sort of shortish stint on the soft, so I don't know, 20-25 laps, and then the rest of mediums or something like that.
Possibly,
the GT4s, I mean, I'm not quite sure, and maybe their tires go off a lot quicker. I don't know about the fuel consumption of the Red Bull Juniors. I imagine that you probably have to do a lot of short shifting, but yeah. So strategy-wise, I think for the PCs, there's probably not a huge amount of room for strategy, just because it's like if that really bears out, it's only going to be a one-stop. That's going to be about fuel conservation and keeping your tires in as best nick as possible, and making those softs go as long as possible, perhaps. But the GT4 should be, yeah, I don't know how. That's about 2 or 3 stops, I would imagine, for them. Especially.
I heard Crow and Jerry were talking about it, and they said roughly a set of softs will do 11 laps. So
that's not a long time.
Yeah, that's not a long time. So they're going to be doing more than 2 or 3 pit stops, to say the least. Medium tyres for them.
Why did I say? Yeah, no, the GT4s are not going to do more than 60 laps. I don't know why I thought that the GT4s would do more laps than the PC. That's physically not possible. So they'll probably do 30-40 laps. I'm just looking in the Endurance Series chat. Kofi's asking the same question.
Well, you're already saying 54, 55 for the GR4, so you know you're roughly round up the ballpark with LBJ for 62, 65ish sort of area.
The thing is, see, with the Red Bull Juniors, that they're, generally with multi-class races in ARC, we would generally see, the top class being like, an LMP1 or a Group 1, well, a Group 1 or an LMP1 or something like that, and then the rest of them Group 3s, of which there is a massive pace differential, so you would see the top class doing like a hell lot more laps. But the Red Bull Juniors, they're
original. Sorry,
that's all right. The top speed is actually like, I think the Group 4s kind of match them on straight line speed, but obviously they win it back through the corners. So there's not like, I wouldn't say there's not a huge pace differential that you usually find with other multi-class races. This is certainly not going to be like a Le Mans style race where there will be traffic. They will definitely the Red Bull Juniors will definitely lap the Group 4s, but it will be tricky because if you're like Alex or Steven or Kofi or whatever, and you're the Red Bull Juniors and you're coming up on a Group 4 on a straight, you're not going to catch them. Like, you're going to catch them at corners, which is always, there's going to be no such thing as an easy sort of backmarker pass, if you know what I mean.
Because these are fast corners here. I mean, there's a little slow corners, but there's fast corners too, and it's going to be hard for these RBG drivers to catch up with slower cars coming into fast corners.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's no blue flags rules in ARC, so you have to get by. If you're the faster car, you have to get by yourself in a safe way that does not endanger your fellow other drivers. So if you're in a slower car, you have absolutely no obligation to get out of the way at all. So, but obviously you can't make it as difficult as possible. You don't have it's probably a gentlemanly thing not to defend, but you're entitled to stick to the racing line. So the Group 4s are big boys. They're big, thick cars. And the Red Bull Juniors, if there's an accident, they will come off worse.
Yeah.
I think the quality's been...
Yep, qualifying is being shown. By the way, have you got your laptop on the stream event now? Just because I'm just about to say, I'll do the qualifying the times what they are. So Alex with a pole with a 1:26.111, and he was 2 tenths quicker than Charles. Rascal third, Stephen fourth, then Kofi fifth, and Inman just made it into sixth place. So Inman just barely made it into the show, and that's who the 6 drivers are. So unfortunately for the other drivers, like the original J-Boy, Michael, La Bomba, and I think someone else had also left there, J-Boy, they all had to sadly leave. And for the GR4s, Gianni will start on the pole, where, like I said, with 37.5. He was just about 9 seconds slower than Inman's time, obviously, but different cars, obviously. Yagerti, Slimmy Cam, Nico, Thunderpig, Crow Magna, Vidotum, and Jerry Bear just making the show with that 38.2. So the defending, champion in the GR4s in the Blue Moon 100, Wiley isn't going to be making an appearance. And also as well for the Furious 2, I wanted to see that livery show up, but unfortunately he's not going to be in it there too. So yeah,
they kind of done what I expected, which is include Inman in there for the show. They could have put him in the lobby B. That might have been a bit more fair and probably populated tier B, but such as the pace differential, putting him in lobby B, he would just win that race by a minute or even more. So yeah, that kind of had to be done, unfortunately. But yeah.
So we got loads of people leaving comments in the live chat there. So what they be saying? Let's get themselves involved. We've got 12 people watching. What have they been saying?
So well, let's see. Techno's here. Hello, Techno. He is... What is he saying? He's not really saying a lot. Oh, he said it's going to be split on pace, so that it's a fair race for the Red Bull drivers. That's kind of what I said. I think that's probably fair. If we had more people, I think if we had more people signed up, then Lobby B would definitely be a more full race. But
well, it's an improvement from the first one. It's an improvement from the first one because we only had the one lobby in the first one. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, this is it's a long stream, and this is probably going to be the first time that I'm going to criticize Gran Turismo Sport, but this is a perfect example. If we just had slightly bigger lobby sizes, it would have been really interesting to have a 24-person grid, but alas.
Yeah,
so,
I would.
Yeah. On the comments, sorry, just to come back to it. So, Charles is saying Alex is too fast. Benji says, thanks, Mermaid. I don't know what for. Oh, Ranger. Oh, yeah, Mermaid's saying it's DD Rager, not Ranger.
Rager? Did you say?
You said Ranger, but it's actually Rager. I thought that at the time, but I sort of just let it pass. But yeah, well, if we got grammar,
well, we got Dr. Grammar already in the chat there, right?
Yeah, there's people watching what you're saying, so so yeah, I'll make sure to I'll call out if you're mispronouncing anybody's names properly. But yeah. That's kind of it, but yeah, keep the comments coming through. We've got 13 people watching. It's down to 11. What's going on? Come on. That must be the race. It might be the racers now getting ready, so yeah, fair play.
A few corners actually to look out for, and I think we've seen a couple of it. Turn 9, go before the turkey, the quadruple left, and also the exit of the Sawtooth Dipper, turn 4. I think those are the corners the driver should look out on. Anyway, then, there's loads of places to overtake. The Parabolica, you even got turn 2 with the entrance to Sawtooth Dipper. That could be a good overtaking opportunity. You even got maybe the exit of turn 4 if drivers make a mistake. You got turn 6, the hairpin slingshot. Then you got the S curves, which is could be a bit iffy through there. You could do it at turn 7, but 8 and 9 would be a little bit tricky. Then you got the quadruple left, and then you got Little Madrid 14 and 15, where the Dottom is at right now. That could be a good place to overtake someone. And yeah, so there's plenty of places on this track to overtake.
Absolutely, and I'm just watching Charles and Alex. They're just sort of giving us a bit of a taste, hopefully, for the race, but they are sort of news to tail. And something I'm noticing is just the exit of what corner is this now? This
is the S curve. That's turn 9.
It's the turn 4, so that to the Sawtooth Dipper. I was just noticing it is so sketchy on the exit there, because the tendency is that you want to kind of extend the corner exit and to be sort of going as wide as possible to have as greater exit speed, but the curb sort of falls away at the edge, and you know what I was saying, that like these cars just do not like any kind of curb or elevation change or anything going wrong in the track, and it's so you're going to see people, I think, going off there and spinning. So
yeah, there will be
at the very least having a compromised exit. So, but yeah.
So here comes Alex then, the triple champion, the GR3s, Lobby B, Lobby A, and Platinum. Now this is the Sawtooth Dipper, turn 2. Oh, well, maybe not. What's going on here? Are we doing a lobby check-up? Yeah, the stock check. Which also reminds me that this is a grid start, a rolling start. It is a grid start. I think Rascal's made a mistake, actually. Yeah. So this is not a rolling start, it is a standing start. So, the Red Bulls will get off the line as well as the GR4s, and we'll see what it is. It looks like all of the drivers in the GR4s are going for the medium tyres. I think there were some drivers opting for the softs in the Red Bulls. Charles is going for softs, as well as Alex. I've just got to look at some of the other drivers there. Kofi is the other one. He's on mediums. So what's Inman doing? Inman's also on mediums, and we've only got like 9 people still there at the moment. So yeah, so that's quite interesting there. Stephen's also on softs. Rascal's also on softs. So a bit of a mix there in the Red Bull Junior. Yeah, it's a bit split. So but the majority's going for softs, and I think only Kofi's the only one on mediums in the Red Bulls, and I think all of the GR4s are going to start on mediums.
Very interesting. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm actually just sometimes a bit surprised that people sort of reveal their tyre choices at the stock checks. For me, what I do, I know there's not much strategy variation on the season 5 there, but yeah, usually before I wouldn't really show my tyre choices on the stock check. I would just wait until after the stock check, then change my tyres like right at the last minute so people don't see what I'm on. But you never know, because if you wanted to surprise people, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, indeed. So let's see if everyone gets underway. Looks like we are all safe, which is good. Yep, even the back of the pack there, even Jerrybear's going to go free abreast going into the Pirelli Parabolica. And then ups out for it there. So, yep, we've got all 14 drivers all good. And shortly afterwards, we're going to get the race underway.
I am pretty relieved we didn't have to fill dead air for a long time. So that's good.
Oh, yeah, indeed, yeah. We'll think of something along the way. Actually, let's see what the driver's taking in the GR4. So... oh, someone's gone off wide. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it looks like all the GR4 drivers are on mediums.
Oh yeah, they're finishing this race, aren't they? So they're doing one lap. Okay. So who do we think can win the GT4 then? I would say this is...
Oh yeah.
It's kind of really up in the air, isn't it? Because...
Yeah. You've got so many different manufacturers.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Yogurt is... He was the closest. He was the closest challenger to Gianni in qualifying. And he was good. He was good in the championship. He did make a few good, decent Lobby A appearances. So he did. Of course, he had Inman as his teammate. I think anybody who's got Inman as his teammate and gets that sort of one-to-one tuition is inevitably going to get better. But yeah, he's very good. He's in the BMW as well, and it could be between him, Gianni. Could Crow join that party? I don't know about... I've not seen many of these guys drive Group 4 cars, so... Group 4s are just a completely different beast to Group 3s, I find, anyway. So, yeah. That'll be a really interesting race. I think there's going to be a lot of elbows out there.
I hope not. That's it. So they've done all their stock checks, so we're good to go, and then we will get this 90-minute endurance race underway, hopefully very soon, as the time is approaching 8:10, and see if we can get into spectator mode and get all the cars onto the track. What about them for the Red Bull Juniors? Do you think there'll be a bit of a surprise, or was it Alex all the way?
Well, if you say that he sort of dominated the practice races, then I wouldn't expect anything different here. But that said, there is a high propensity for mistakes, and Charles was really hanging on to him just when I was just watching both of them there. I mean, of course, Alex probably wasn't pushing. He does this thing where you think that you've got it. This happens sometimes in SNS or other kind of casual events when he hasn't had much practice, and you're suddenly quite close to him, or you've overtaken him, or he's not catching up on you, and then all he needs is about 10 minutes of acclimatization, and then he's just rapid again. So he can turn on this dial whenever he wants. He's just such a ridiculously good driver. So yeah, let's see. I mean, anything can happen. I think turn 4, anybody can go off there. So, but Alex doesn't usually make mistakes, but we'll see. I think maybe the more interesting battle is going to be between Charles Kofi and Inman, and of course Rascal in there as well as the organizer. I expect him to be quick, and Stephen as well. Yeah, the battle for the podium is going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, you got 2 spots there with 5 other drivers there trying to get those 2 spots. That's going to be tricky to see who it is, but I mean,
six into 3 will not go, so someone's going to lose out. And we're only a week away from the end of the last race of the season, of the champ season, and there was a lot. Obviously, you commentated on that, but there was a lot of handbags thrown out.
There was, it was certainly race of the season, and by far and away the closest finish in ARC history.
Oh, it's unreal, absolutely just unreal. It's just such a silly race, but it could have gone a lot of ways. But yeah, there was a lot of elbows out. There was a lot of bumping and bashing. Thankfully, not a lot of penalties, really. But yeah, I think I watched the stream back, and you guys said door handle to door handle quite a lot. So I expect a little bit of carryover into this race. It's sort of like a sort of end of season bash. Hopefully. And the Red Bull Juniors, they slip and slide all over the place. That's I keep talking about it, but like their downforce is so deceiving. They slide so much. So it's hard to control. They're not as stable. So let's see. I think we're about to get underway.
Yeah, Rascal was saying it will start at 12 past, and it is a minute to go, so we will get the 90-minute drivers out of the way. Also, GL4 cars do not have to move out of the way because they've got their own battle, so it's just a case of Red Bull Juniors having to drive past them cleanly and hopefully not cause any wrecks. It's just like an endurance race, you know, with the slower cars. They've got their own race to battle with. So the, as you say, the PC drivers will have to find a way by them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Rascal says hold line but be aware, and that's a correct thing to do. That was a very unhelpful answer I gave. Yes. I didn't realise he asked 2 questions. And just before we get started, just shout out to the comments. Baldy saying, hey champ. Hey, back to you. It's a team championship, Kerrygold Racing, so I'm still on a high from that.
Where's Martin? Where is Martin in the chat?
I don't think he watches our streams, but he's delighted. I think he's more really annoyed at himself that he didn't get the silver championship because he spun, I think, on lap 26 and on turn 2. At the exit of turn 2, you do the way that you get onto that curb and you go into the gravel and you can spin.
Oh, yeah, the Basilisk chicane. Did he have a problem there? Yeah. That's an easy corner to make a mistake.
So he's pretty annoyed. I had to kind of console him for a while, but he was super fast. Anyway, we're about to start. Let's go.
Let's get this final then underway. This 90-minute again stand and start. And this is how the grid will look for the second 100-mile event or whatever. I can't remember what you call it. But anyway, it is Alex from Chucky, from Rascal, Stephen, Kofi, Inman. That's the PC drivers. For the GR4s, it's Yanni, Yageti, Slimmy Cam, Nico, Thunderpig, Crow, Verdotum, and Jerry Bear. That completes the lot. And Alex, the trifecta champion in the GR3s. Go on.
Inman has switched to softs. So it's only Kofi on the mediums.
It was only Kofi on the mediums. Yeah, I did see him and was on the soft spread. 5 red lights on, engine nose rise, lights out, and away we go for the first of the 90 minutes of this race. And looks like it's a good start there from all of the Red Bulls. Already contact there from Chucky and Alex, and looks like Charles is going into the lead into the Parabolica, and indeed he does.
Wow, great move. Well done, Charles.
Yep, and now into the Sawtooth Dipper. Hopefully these cars are going to be single file through here. No one's spilling to the back of the pack. There's a look at Kofi down in 6th position. All nice and tidy through there in the GR4. Gianni's already rocketed to a pretty decent advantage over Yagati. Nico in 3rd, Thunderpig 4th. And in fact, Thunderpig and the Dottom have got a penalty, so they have to serve it on the straightaway here, which they both do, which is good to see. So they will drop down the pecking order. So it is Gianni leading the way, then Yageti, Nico, Jerry Bear, who started last there, as they're all going all sideways through Slingshot there, and Jerry Bear has gone retaken into 10th place overall, and it's a bit of a mess there through there, and towards the S-curve, Slimmy Cam versus Jerry Bear. And Slimmy Cam's got back through again. So Slimmy Cam, Jerry Bear, Thunderpig, Cro Magno and the Dottom side by side at the back there as they go towards Terra 9. All nice and tidy through there. And yeah, pretty decent start all round for a few people.
Yeah, not a huge amount of incident. I was expecting some people to bin it on the end on turn 4, but my expectation should be a little bit higher. So yeah. This is really good that Charles got the jump. I mean, that's a benefit of a standing start, isn't it? That you can get the jump on somebody. So that's really, you don't usually see that in ARC. But yeah, and I noticed Inman got past Rascal. Kofi is still hanging on to the coattails. He just has to stay in the slip and stay within touching distance of the top 5 in those mediums.
Riding on board then with Noggy making his way towards the Sawtooth Dipper. You can see the rear end just backing out a little bit sideways from Charles. That could give Alex a bit of an opportunity here on the straightaway as he's getting closer and closer to the back of Chucky. And is Chucky going to defend his position going into a slingshot? No, he doesn't. He's just going to gift Alex the lead going in towards turn 6. Or is Chucky going to fight it back, is he? Will he get the run off the corner? No, he doesn't. He just gave the lead back to Alex.
Yeah, and head back Inman's is in 3rd place, so he overtook Steven there on that corner. So Inman's into podium. Oh my goodness. they've just made contact there, but they kind of get away with it. All fine, all's fair and nothing more. But yeah, so Inman's in third, Stephen fourth, and Rascal in fifth.
Right on the board now with Kofi. He's got the best seat in the house with this free car battle ahead of him.
Absolutely, and he'll be loving this. Just keep battling. You know, he's on the medium.
He could save fuel too. He could save fuel. Yeah.
That's what he did against me.
Oh, I think Stephen and Inman. Yeah, that was a little deep in Little Madrid. Careful, Kofi. Don't get too much on the curb.
Yeah, so you can see he's massively short shifting, which is exactly what he did in the previous in the last race when he was hanging out behind me in the race. So he just stayed behind, put his fuel mix down. I think he's going to go a bit wide, but that's okay.
Just about.
So you just kind of have to be a bit careful, I think, whenever you put your fuel mix down like that, because you could lose touch. And yeah, he stayed just within slipstream distance, but he kind of has to be careful there.
On board with Jerry Bear, currently sitting fourth in the class, started dead last, so he's made a good start. His Jerry Bear, obviously with the demise of the Dottam and someone else picking up a penalty on the first lap. So Jerry Bear 10th overall in the race, but 4th in the class. And just behind him is Slimmy Cameron, the only jag in the field for Dottam, trying to recover from that penalty that he had on the first lap. And 13th is Thunder Pig. I think that was the other guy that had the penalty, wasn't it? And Crow Magda in last place, the only Dodge in the field.
Yeah, I'm just watching the shift points with the top 5, and they're not really short shifting. Inman is really letting that go to probably about 70-80%. Charles is doing the same thing, so maybe fuel saving isn't really on their radar. It mustn't be an issue, but yeah, full revs for Hallex there as well. So they're not really short shifting at all. I see Kofi's just sort of slipped back. He's out of the slipstream, so that's a little bit of a shame that he couldn't hold on, but he will just stays within, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds of the lead. I think that would be a really good job.
Just looking here at Rascal here, fighting his way towards the Sawtooth Dipper, and gets it absolutely jumping there. He had all 4 wheels off at the exit of turn 4. He did hit that red sausage curb, and I thought that would have went off into the right side of the barrier, but obviously not. So Rascal holding on.
Battle for the lead, 7th and 8th, between Gianni and Yogi.
As they're making their way towards the Parabolica, they go. And yeah, Gianni, who dominated qualifying, and then Ugarte caught up a lot there behind Gianni. And also too, there is Nico. Nico's also there as well in the other M4, the Dutch Post BMW. So he's also there within just within slipstream distance of the top 2 ahead.
It's amazing just when you flick back to the Grip 4s and how slow they are.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They just roll around the corners. You think, oh, there's something going wrong with them, but no, that's just their speed.
And they're just making their way towards turn 6, whereas the leader, Hallex, is just coming across the start-finish line. So I'd see Hallex catching up these lot within the next 3 or 4 laps, and then that's going to be a little bit tasty for the PC drivers to try and work their way around the GR4s.
Quite curious about how that's going to work. I was just about to say there, when you were saying about Rascal jumping the red curve there, it's so easy to get a penalty there, and we already seen it obviously on the first lap there, but yeah, especially in the Red Bull Juniors, I would not be going anywhere near that red curve. Nowhere near it. You would just go flying. But I have to say, Rascal's keeping up with Stephen and Inman. Sort of. He's only about 1 second behind, so it's fairly close at the front. Again, mistakes are really, really easy, so you just need to keep in touch. You just kind of have to wait for the mistakes going on in front. I kind of see, I think Hallex is sort of starting to check out in front at 1.5 seconds, so yeah.
Stephen's getting it all wrong off at turn 9, and that's going to give Rascal up into 4th position. We were just on board with Rascal and just seen Stephen getting it all wrong off of the end of the S-curves, and that's 4th place for Rascal.
What was I saying? Not to have a James Allen, I told you so moment, but told you so. That's all Rascal had to do. Wait for the mistake.
So here he goes, just oversteers and then just takes too much curve through turn 9 into the kitty litter, onto the grass, and then look on your left, there goes Rascal.
Yeah, biding your time, that's all it is. So let's see if Stephen can kind of regain that back. And that's what I mean. See it, that corner is just, it's deceptive. That's all I'll say. It's deceptive because it kind of goes off camber as well. It can just pull you right to the outside, and the minute you get into those curves with the kind of edge off at the end, you know, it's just curtains. It's over. I know the Stevens back at the slipstream though, so.
Yeah, Rascal must have made a mistake on the exit of the Sawtooth Dipper because he's now within slipstream distance. He's pulling away from Kofi, who's now a second behind. Now
still, Kofi's gotten closer. That's
yeah, he's gotten closer, yeah.
In all of that, yeah. So he'll be quite happy with that. He needs them to have a few more mistakes.
So they're making their way towards the S-curves. Let's have a look then at the GR4. Gianni's still leading the way, but the gap looks like it's improved now to nearly 8 tenths, and Ugerti's just out of slipstream distance. And Nico was just sort of fell back just a teensy bit away from Ugerti. And then you've got Jerry Bear still leading this pack of cars at 10th, 1.4 seconds ahead of Slimmy Cam in the Jag. And then there's Van der Pig, the Dottim, and Chrome Magnus gone down into last place. And he did a 39.5, which is his best lap. So he must have made a mistake on the previous lap, as he did a 42.9, and he's down in last position in the class and overall in the race. But I think if you just see there on the top right of the screen, the lead is just making their way into the Sawtooth Dipper, and Crow has just exited it and onto the start finish, onto the backstretch they go. Yep. So here we go then, well, and as you can see there, Van der Pig and the Dottim are side by side. Yeah, I think that's the Dottim passing Van der Pig too. So that's a position change. Now let's see, let's ride on board then with Alex and see how he gets through these GR4s.
Just before this chaos ensues, I just kind of want to make an observation about the fuel. So Alex is definitely using a bit more fuel than Charles and Inman. It's about kind of the same level as Rascal, so Alex just mustn't be that much concerned about fuel at this moment in time, but I mean, when you've got a 3-second advantage, I don't think you care that much. But hey, let's see what happens. So I don't think he's going to pull that much here.
Well, he's going to get by Crow fine here through going into his Little Madrid. So he should be okay. Oh, Crow. Hello. Crow. He's gone off. Crow went off. Then there was no contact. I hope he doesn't come out in front of Charles, which luckily he doesn't.
He just went off his own volition, just braked too hard and lost it. Oh, this is dicey. Oh, this is going to be tricky here. And yeah, Alex had to back off the throttle there and to see the Dottim. So the two Lexus drivers, the Dottim and Van der Pig, are battling against each other. Now let's see how Charles, because he's going past them at the Sawtooth Dipper. So this is going to be tricky now. Yes. Yeah, he's going to get held up. He's got to show that little bit of patience here. Now back on the power. Yeah, not too bad, but he has lost a little bit of time to Alex just in front. Although Alex is trying to get by, that would be Slimmy Cam, I believe. Yep, indeed he's gone by. Now he's got Jerry Bear to contend with, and then there's a bit of a gap between Jerry Bear to Kofi. Sorry, not Kofi. I can't mind who's in ninth. Who was it? Nico, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, Alex came across Jerry there on the apex, so that's slightly... Yeah, that's lost a lot of time. He's lost a second over that, and Charles is catching now. Now he's making his way towards Turkey. And is he going to get held up behind Jerry? Not as much as Alex did. Oh, Ross was getting massively held up in Turkey. And yeah, Steven's going to go through in the corner. Yeah, he has. He's gone through, but he's got a penalty. He's got a half a second penality. Where did he get that? Did he shortcut off of 10-13? He shortcut the curb. Shortcut the inside of the curb. So it was opportunist, but a bit too much. Is he trying to burn? He should burn it on the straight here. Yeah, so Rascal was held up in the first bit of Turkey there, so that just gave Stephen just saw the opportunity. Fair play, but yeah, got shortcut the corner like that. There's a big gaggle of cars here in front of Alex. Yes, that'll be the lead battle here. So there's Nico, who's third in class. Yeah, Charles is catching. He's within slipstream distance nearly now. Oh my goodness. And now Alex has got something that he's got a bit of a bother now. And Ugerti's going to move out of the way. Or was he?
Yeah, no, yeah, he is now. So okay, so yeah, Charles was actually one of the big winners out of that because he's gained at least 3 seconds on the way how he was challenging. I think the problem though with was Inman, he's got to be held up behind this lot. Yagerti's now gone into the lead of the GR4s. Yanni's got a half a second penalty as they're making it in towards Turkey. They go. They're still battling side by side now for the GR4 lead. Gianni on the inside, Yagerti on the outside. Both German manufacturers, and watch out for Nico too, because he can play a part, and further behind is Rascal.
So Gianni's going to have to burn this penalty, obviously, on the main straight.
We're on board now with Rascal, and he is in a bit of a pickle here.
Gianni.
And Gianni's just hit the entrance at turn 15, hit the wall.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I'll tell you what, I've done that a couple of times in my campaign mode. So here's a replay then. He was just hugging the inside line. And yeah, just clipped it. And he's got some damage there. Front bumper and front left. So the pole sitter in a bit of problem. To be fair though, he's...
I mean, you shouldn't really be that far on the inside, but I can kind of understand when he's... That's the thing whenever you've got cars all around you, you're just thinking about different things and you just kind of lose sight of where your line's supposed to be, but yeah, that's really unfortunate for Gianni. So that promotes... Yogurt was in the...
Yeah, you get in now. Yeah, he's into the lead, and Nico second. So it's a BMW 1-2, and they are scrapping as well for the lead. In fact, Kofi's gone by Stephen too, so Kofi's managed to get away by Stephen.
He must have missed it. Yeah, Stephen made a mistake because he lost 3 seconds on the lap before.
Now through turn 9 goes Nico. So now the GR4s are now a full lap down. Halleck's lead is still the same, 7 tenths, nearly 8 tenths, as they make their way towards Little Madrid. And Charles is getting on the power now, and he's getting closer. And he's not short shifting, he's going for it. He wants to, he can smell blood, and he will want to go for the lead.
Yeah, but there's a battle between Kofi and Stevens, so Stevens should be able to get past him on the softs versus the mediums. But yeah, so yeah, I'm quite surprised because it looked like Alex got through the first couple of cars quite easily, but then yeah, he lost his lead. He lost those 3 seconds. Charles is just sticking with him. It's a part of the slip, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Look how much late on the brakes Charles gets there. Obviously that must be to do with the brake balance that Charles has put on the car. And he has gained a 10th after slingshot.
Yeah, absolutely. Both on the same... I know that I think they're both driving the CSL Elite, so they've both got the same pedal, same machinery, same cars. Oh, he just got a bit squirrely there out of that corner.
Yeah, he's lost a half a second there.
Yeah, that's what can happen when you stop driving this thing on rails. You know, when it goes off rails, it loses you so much time. The Group 3s, you can kind of get away with a little bit of oversteer and a little bit of correction here and there, but with these Red Bull Juniors, you just completely lose lap time. It just goes away. I think Stevens made another mistake because he's now 3 seconds behind Kofi.
Oh, he has. Let's see if we can catch a replay then. Making his way towards turn 9. No. Could have been on the exit of the Sawtooth Depot where he made the mistake, possibly. So Stevens slightly bit struggling, but you know, there's still plenty of time. There is still another, you know, an hour and a quarter left in this race, so you know, there's still time to make up for Stephen. The only problem is the rest of the way now he's going to go into the mediums, but I mean, we're 12 laps in and those soft tyres are looking pretty good so far.
Absolutely, yeah, there's not a huge amount of difference in the wear. There's probably a little bit of difference in the rear at this stage, so yeah, I mean, given that they're only really supposed to be doing one stop, I can see why, because those tires are just not wearing. In the Group 3s, if you tried 12 laps of the softs, they would be dead.
They'd be gone.
Yeah. So Charles is kind of impressively hanging on, but he's definitely losing time in that section to Alex.
Yeah, Alex actually... Alex was 3 tenths quicker on Charles that last lap, and it looks like Alex is going to be faster on this lap now because it's now over a second. They've got a 5-second advantage over to Inman in third, and then Rascal fourth. 4 seconds adrift from Inman, and then he's 4 seconds ahead of Kofi, and then Stephen, who's trying to catch up again, who is 2.2 adrift of Kofi. Then you got Gertie, and still battling with Nico, only just less than a second there. Gianni trying to catch up after the incident at turn 15. And he is now within 2.7 seconds of the top two ahead. Jerry Bear must have made a mistake because he's down to about 5 seconds now away from Gianni. The Dottom.
It doesn't look like it. His lap times seem pretty stable.
Oh, Slimmy Cam sideways there off of turn 5. I think he made a mistake on lap 9. If you see there on the time marker there, 45.4. So unfortunately we didn't see that what happened to Slimmy. And Crow sort of struggling at the back there still. 4 seconds adrift of Slimmy.
Yeah, his lap times don't look too bad either. Crow's times are fairly consistent, apart from lap 6 there, so I'm not really sure why he's so far back. He must have made a bad mistake on lap 1 or
couple of mistakes possibly, yep. Oh, he's gone off again at Lil Madrid. That's not going to help.
Oh, of course we were on board with him, weren't we, on lap 6 when he kind of made
that
mistake.
Yeah. That was it, yeah.
So yeah,
Charles,
Charles
is catching. Charles is catching half a second. Oh, so here we go then.
He will definitely have the slip. If he gets a good exit out of here, he will 100% have the run on Alex. So Alex took a wider line there, but Charles took a tighter line. So Alex will pull away a little bit, and then the slip will then start to head in here. It's not too much, but then you carry the slip all the way through this corner. If he just keeps it stable, keeps that speed going, and then this is going to be crucial, getting a good run through here.
Even Charles and Alex have both had to lift off the throttle for turn 4. That's yeah, they're definitely pushing. They really are pushing.
Yeah, it's going to be dicey, I think, whenever the tyres start wearing down a bit, probably in about 20 minutes time or something like that. That's some of those corners are starting to get a bit slippery. Again, Edmund is saving a lot more fuel than the top two guys, so that's his strategy. It must be
he's
his
short
strategy.
shifting. Yeah, he's definitely
So because there's only, it's quite unusual to have an endurance race and only have one pit stop. So it just means that in a 100-minute race, that one stop that you make is just so much more important. If you can, because when you think about it, the amount of fuel that they have on right now, just the way the fuel multiplier works, that it's when you go into the pits, you're going to be putting in fuel. It's going to take so much more time to be putting in, like, if you've saved maybe, I don't know, 2 laps worth more fuel, that's a lot of time when you think about it, because they're having to put in much more fuel because it's an enduro race. So that might become dividends. I know it's like 5.6 seconds, but yeah, I think Alex is now coming back onto the
back of Crow, and he stretched his legs there. Here's Alex 1.4.
I think Crow's got a mass. Yeah, he's
got a penalty. Yeah, and he's just bound up, so that's okay. So not good for Crow so far.
But yeah,
looks
so
like he looks.
Can happen here.
Oh, Yagerti's left. Have you got it on your screen?
Yeah, I've got him. Yeah.
Oh, so Yagerti has lost out from the lead, so he must have disconnected, unfortunately. So we are down now to 7 GR4 cars, and Nico, he'll probably, take it, but he'll say undeservedly, is now into the lead of the race now in the GR4s. And that's a shame there for Yagerti to have disconnected, sadly.
Meanwhile, Alex is coming up on the group here. Thunderpig is conceding. He doesn't have to do that, but he
doesn't have to. No.
He's kind of making it slightly easier, and he's actually lost out to Slimmy. So I'm not sure why he did that. Anyway, what this does help is helps Charles get a bit of slip back as well. I know Alex also has slip too, but it just helps. Every little helps.
The gap now is extended now to 2 seconds, and Inman is now less than 4 seconds from Charles as he makes his way towards the parabolic. A bit of dust being kicked up from Thunderpig, and he's going to catch him probably the worst part of the track now with the Sawtooth Dipper. So
he's been unlucky, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been quite unfortunate with picking with the lap traffic, so to speak. And again, Thunderpig moves out of the way, which again he doesn't really necessarily have to.
And I think Raska's also just smelled a bit of this because he's going to gain quite a bit of time on Inman, providing Inman doesn't get held, or providing Raska doesn't get held up, of course, himself. But yeah, like Raska's pulled half a second just there.
Just a look then at riding on board. Well, let's ride on board with Stephen because Kofi may got held up behind Cro Magno into the S curve, so that's going to allow Stephen to catch up just a teensy bit. But then now he's going to possibly get held up behind Crow. Just barely gets by him at turn 8. Now into turn 9 when he made the mistake a couple of laps ago. That's so nice and tidy through there. Now into Turkey, turn 10, 11, 12, and 13. Tell you what, Kofi can hang it out on those medium tyres. I'm surprised Stephen hasn't found a way by on Kofi well, obviously on the slower tyres.
Yeah, they're still good. I think that's the thing whenever you've got such high downforce cars that like that sort of it's a kind of track where there's just a lot of really long straights where tyre wear doesn't really matter, or the kind of tyres that you have don't really matter. So the medium is a good race tyre. Obviously all the other guys will probably be on this set, well they definitely will be on this set of tyre for the next stint, so they'll also get this joy. But yeah, Kofi's doing a good job on these. And again, the wear, yeah, now they're starting to see a bit of a difference between the softs and the mediums in terms of wear. So the mediums are definitely hanging on, obviously, a lot longer.
Looking then at Gianni, he's caught a hell of a lot more on Nico. It's now within less than a second, so Gianni's getting that game and right on the ragged edge there, and he's putting on some very consistent lap times there. 38.6, 38.1, 38.6, 38.9, 38.6, 37.4, 38.7. So Gianni putting on some real consistent lap times, whereas compared to Nico, who's gone off Nico there at turn 10, and that might have gave the lead back to Gianni, and yes indeed he does. So Nico, the mistake in the first part of Turkey, and it's cost him the lead.
So just got just a bit too brave around the S's, but I mean, you know, their tyres are now starting to wear a lot more than the Red Bulls. Oh, he's gone massively deep into that final corner.
Was that Gianni?
Yeah, sorry, Gianni. Got the book wrong. They got very similar flags, to be fair.
Yeah, just gets it all wrong. Yeah, to Little Madrid there.
So Raska just very cheekily went in between them just to get a bit more slips. Fair play. Take all you get. So yeah,
Gianni's run very deep in Parabolica, and this is going to allow Nico to get the run into the Sawtooth Dipper. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, it would have been very tempting to send it down there, but just a good exit here. It's a long straight.
Oh, Kofi's gone off at the Sawtooth Dipper. Can he keep it going? Just. Whoa, what a save there from Kofi, but that could have been a hair-raising moment for Kofi. Let's ride on board with him and see how he does it. Gets it all wrong. Did he hit the red sausage bit? Let's have a look. I just put too much power on, I reckon. But well held, didn't lose it.
Yeah, what's strange is Stephen was again 3 seconds behind. So Stephen made another mistake on lap 17. We keep missing his excursions, but he must have gone off at some point because he was only 3 seconds behind Kofi, and I'm pretty sure the lap before they were much closer. But now Kofi's getting really held up for Turkey.
And here comes Stephen. This time he doesn't get a penalty on the exit of turn 13, and that's a position change. That's 5th for Stephen, and Kofi again, big loser in that.
That's really unlucky for Kofi, but let's see, he can hopefully get through there. Stephen goes a little bit wide, but he slingshots round. That's annoying for Kofi, because he not only did he make that mistake and lost 3 seconds, but you know, he also got held up from Turkey, and just the worst. I think that's probably the worst bit of the track to get held up on. We've all been there.
Nico really didn't capitalise then trying to get by Gianni. In fact, Gianni's starting to stretch his legs. They're 10 seconds now ahead of the Dotum. 10 seconds ahead of the Jerry Bear in the M4.
Look at the difference between the tyre wear. It is huge between Gianni, Nico, and Jerry. Like, Gianni's Porsche is just. I think it's the two BMW drivers and Nico and Jerry.
And if you notice there too, that Gianni saved a hell of a lot more fuel than both Nico and Jerry.
Yes,
because Nico and Jerry
are flashing red.
Yeah, they're both flashing red. So,
well, from my from SNS, where we race Group 4s, I've been reliably informed that the BMW is terrible on the fuel. Absolutely terrible, so that probably doesn't really surprise me.
Let's look at that's
huge.
Let's look at the Dotson there, and he's got just about 25% of fuel, which is definitely more than what Gianni's got. Slimmy Cam, he's got roughly about maybe 17, 18% of fuel. Thunderpig is just around about the 25 mark, and Crow Magda is just less than. He's about 20% of fuel left in his car. So we're going to be seeing the GL4s make a pit stop as Crow gets turn 9 nearly wrong.
So, yeah, Nico's
I think Jerry Bear's going to. Yeah, there's Nico. Yeah, Nico's coming in, and Jerry Bear will too. I think he's probably got about 3, maybe 2% left. So Jerry will come in now.
That right front is absolutely awful. I'm sure he will say goodbye to those tires and never see them ever again.
Yes. Now they can change to the soft tires because, like you said at the start of the race, there the GL4s have got 2 softs to their name, whereas the Red Bulls have got 1. And well, the majority of the Red Bull drivers are using the soft tyres, apart from Goldie. So I wonder if both of them will go to the soft tyres. No, Nico's going on the mediums. What will Jerry do? Is he going to go to the soft tyres?
Chuck on the softs, Jerry.
He is. He is. So we'll come to about an hour to go. We've done half an hour of the race. Let's give you a rundown then. Alex's lead has now gone up to 7.7 seconds over Chucky, who is now a second now ahead of Inman. So Inman's getting going, not unless if Charles has kind of lost a lot of momentum there. Rascal in 4th, Stephen, who is 10 seconds adrift of Rascal in 5th, and then you got Kofi running last in the PC drivers in 6th. Then Gianni leads the field now by 19 seconds over the Dotson. Slimmy Cam is 3rd overall in the class, but 9th overall in the race. I think he actually made a pass on Thunderpig, if I'm not mistaken, possibly. Crow Magna is 5th in the class, and then you got Nico 11th and Jerry Bear, but them two have already made their first pit stop, and Jerry Bear is the first of the GL4s to go into the soft tyres. So we've got an hour to go until the end of the race, as Alex is just getting by Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry the gentleman that he is flashing his lights behind. Just saying, you can overtake me, don't worry, I won't make it too hard for you. But what I've noticed, Inman is really closed up on the back of Charles here.
Yeah, he has, yeah. And I mean, you can see the lap times, 26.6, 26.3, 26.8, compared to Chucky's 27.7, 27.2, and a 26.9. So Charles is starting to lose, like I said, lose a bit of momentum, and Inman is starting to get his now. As I thought Charles nearly ran right at Little Madrid. And then they will start yet another lap.
So yeah, Inman, probably what I would say is he just does his personal best there on a 26.2, which is only 0.3 off Alex's best lap, so obviously the fuel's coming down.
Oh, this could be interesting. This could be very interesting. Just trying to get by Jerry at the Sawtooth Dipper, and how can Inman capitalise on that? Jerry Bear get a... He could actually. He could. There he goes. Is Charles going to go defensive? No, Inman's going to go between both Jerry and Charles, 3 abreast, and go into a slingshot. And Inman has got 2nd place. And again, Charles, very unfortunate there not to have been stuck behind lap traffic.
Yeah, Jerry didn't. To be fair, Jerry stuck to his racing line, but it's just the way it happened.
And he's entitled to. He is entitled to.
Absolutely. It's just because Jerry sort of... he was unstable on the exit there, and it kind of be sort of like what it looked like is he's kind of oversteered off to the exit up to the wide part of the corner where Charles was going to go, because he was just going to assume that he would go around the outside. But yeah, I think Jerry just had a little bit of a moment. That's really unfortunate for Charles, but he might get them back. Although Inman his pace has really jumped up, so it could be a case that, I know that you said he didn't really get a lot of practice, and maybe he's now finding his way around the track and just starting to gain a bit more speed. And he's only 8 seconds off Alex, and we know how, any kind of mistake really, really hurts you, so we've seen some wild fluctuations in lap time here, so...
just seeing the Dottem there making his first pit stop. I don't know if he's got on to the soft tyres or is he staying on a set of mediums. He's on to a set of mediums, but he's gone all the way to the top. He's fueled his way to the very top. And he will come out just ahead of Kofi, who's down in 6th. Oh yeah, because Stephen passed him. Yeah, of course, my bad.
Yeah, yeah, no, Kofi is... I feel like those mistakes have really cost him a little bit. As he goes wide, and he spins, Kofi's
off of turn 4, so that's going to allow no, sorry. So let's get a replay then. I was just going to see that Gianni's going to be making his pit stop. Yep. Very easy to do in these cars, and there you go, Kofi. He did it a couple of laps before that, and just pushed it a bit too hard as Kofi.
Yeah, and it's kind of what I said, that what I kind of thought might happen is your tires start to wear. You start to just, when you think you can make that corner, just a lap later, it's just a little bit off the edge. So that's unfortunate for Kofi, because I was just about to say he's not too far off the podium, given that he's been on the slower tyre, but that's
going to cost a bit now.
Absolutely, he just needs to kind of knuckle down and just keep going. But yeah, that's a really... He's just got to hope that Stephen makes more mistakes.
Meanwhile, Gianni actually cut that very fine making his pit stop because he had 0% on his fuel gauge, and he will come out ahead of Nico, only 2.4 seconds though. Having a look through the rest of the field there, there's Slimmy Cam now in 12th position, so Thunderpig's found a way by. In fact, there's Slimmy Cam's made a pit stop, my apologies. So too has Crow. So I think all of the GR4 drivers have done their first pit stop, whereas the PC drivers have not yet made their first pit stop, but who's going to be the first one yet to? So looking at the fuel gauge there, Alex is just around about 25%. Inman has got, I'd say, about 37% left on his fuel. Charles has got about 30%. Rascal's probably about 26, 27, 28%. Stephen, I think out of all of them, Stephen's got the more fuel though. Roughly about the same as Inman. Nearly gets into the back of Giardi at turn 9 into Turkey. And then Kofi, he's roughly about halfway down, 25 to 50. So yeah,
there's a battle for last place here between Slimmy and Crow.
Oh yeah, and they're just going through the S-cows. Crow getting into the side of Slimmy Cam, it looked like. So this is like, looks like Slimmy Cameron's a little wide off of turn 8, tries to go defensive into turn 9. It's right on board then with the bronze tier 1 champion, Crow, making her way towards Turkey.
What I was going to say is that Crow, Slimmy put in a lot more fuel than Crow, and I noticed that on their stops, like Crow made up 3 seconds on Slimmy, so that's kind of why he's right behind him. That's what I was saying, like probably less so for the Grip 4s.
Oh, Slimmy's run a little wide.
Quite a strange line from Crow there into the final corner. He went very, very slow, but it sort of worked out for him.
Get tucked into the slipstream, and I'll tell you what, that F-Type's got a bit of grunt on the start-finish line. I know that these American cars like the Dodge have got some grunt on the straightaway, but that Jag actually out-dragged Crow in the Dodge. I'm surprised about that.
I think it's a bit of the car, but also the line that Slimmy took was probably the correct line for the corner, because he intentionally went deep and then got a much bigger run up. His Crow was very, very tight. That's a clump there. Yeah. But yeah, Crow took like quite a really, really tight line, and that just compromises you all the way down the straight. So I'm kind of not surprised at Slimmy, but I mean, yeah, he's pulling away even here actually. Yeah, I don't think the Viper is a good choice. Grip 3, Grip 4. It's not my car of choice.
Now, well, Crow likes to be quite adventurous in some of these car pickings, doesn't he? So I think this could be a challenge, a bit too tough for Crow. Because we'll see, we'll just ride on board with him, how he's just hurling his Dodge around here, especially around this part of the track here, Turkey. Just fighting really the understeer and that, and what have you. He just can't get on the power that quick enough. But his Slimmy Cam can.
The Gripforce just have no downforce through that corner. I mean, I know that Dodge has like that huge rear wing, but doesn't really seem to be doing anything. But yeah, let's see. So they're both taking pretty similar lines out to there. So here we go. Crow might have a good run here. Yeah, no, Slimmy's still pulling away.
Slimmy's still pulling, and Eva's got more fuel in the car. Now he's starting to close up a little bit. In fact, now it's just stabilising.
That's a big... that battle's going to continue, I think, for a while. Because, yeah, Crow's going to have to really get it done through braking around in the corners. He's definitely not going to fly past him on the straight.
There's a look then at Alex then. The gap now up to 10 seconds he has now over Inman. Then Charles is 2.5 seconds adrift from Inman. And then Rascal is 14 seconds away from Charles. And then Stephen looks like he is... Oh, right, it says on my screen Rascal did a 38. A 38.3? Did he went off?
He must have gone off. He definitely hasn't stopped, so he must have had a big moment somewhere. Yeah, because he wasn't 13 seconds behind Charles before.
And he wasn't 4 seconds behind Stephen, so yeah, Rascal must have made a mistake.
It's a huge mistake. 12 seconds? Yeah, he must have spun something similar to what Kofi did, perhaps. I'm
probably thinking, yeah, it could be turn 4 or possibly turn 9, actually. Those are the real two corners that can really get you, I reckon. Anything else, and it'd be quite a rare thing to do. So Rascal, he's just got to get back on it, find his momentum again and try and pull away as he slides his way through turn 9. This time it was all nice and tidy through there.
Trouble getting past Slimmy just there, but he's well past him now, obviously. But he kind of got held up through Turkey and really cut that inside corner at the same place that we saw Stephen get a penalty. And I'm actually quite surprised he didn't get a penalty there, but he must have just got away with it. It just shows that he's going past these drivers, and it's not necessarily clear and cut. Still make a mistake. Anything can happen.
I'm just amazed that Alex has set the fast lap of the race on lap 24 on no soft tyres and with less fuel too. That's staggering how grippy these and the wear on these tyres is so good.
Yeah, I mean, kind of looking through everybody's times really, and Inman's definitely got faster as the race has gone on. He definitely wasn't doing mid 26s at the start of the race there, so he's definitely found speed. Yeah, it's quite surprising, but obviously because there's so many really long straights, and these cars stay on the straights for a really long time, comparatively compared to like LMP ones or whatever. That having that less fuel really helps.
Riding aboard then with Jerry Bear, and he's hunting down Nico.
Sorry, Crow and Slimmy are battling, and Crow's through.
Oh, and he is through, yeah. And through also went Charles too, so let's get a replay of that. Let's ride on board then with Crow, see how he did it. Well, there goes Inman, just weaving through the traffic. And yeah, well, he took advantage there because Slimmy Cameron ride in the middle of Turkey.
Yeah, so let's see if Slimmy can get back through. I'm kind of curious how much he's going to gain back from that jag and the slip. Not too much on what he's
not too much, no.
Slip. He's not getting the full benefit of that slipstream. You really have to be like in the wheel tracks almost. So he was just outside there. So that's a bit of a missed opportunity there for Slimmy to get back. But good from Crew. Well done for Crew. Taking advantage. That would have been a difficult one to have to do in a normal clean overtake.
Just seeing then the with Jerry Bear just before
Inman and Charles.
Oh, what's happening now? Oh yeah, Inman. Yeah, they are. Sorry, Jerry. I was trying to say Jerry's he's catching up to the back of Nico, but we've got a battle now for second in the PC category. Inman versus Chucky, and I think as Chucky found that momentum what he did a few laps ago. Here we see.
It's getting massively held up here.
Yeah, turn 9, and again, I mean, the Dotum is entitled to do that.
So Inman made a 2 second. His last lap was a 28, so he lost 2 seconds. Somewhere.
So yeah. Now onto the short straightaway underneath the bridge, and then it's a little Madrid. Can Charles make a daring pass on him? No, he can't. Inman taking the corner a little bit too early at 14, now into 15. Gets back on the power and using all of the curb on the exit. But then Charles is right within Inman now, right tucked up into the slipstream. And then into Parabolica, still flat out through there. Look how close he is getting on board with Charles. Can he make a pass going into turn 2? The Sawtooth Dipper? No, he's not. No. Will he force a mistake though from Inman at this corner possibly? No, Inman's far too experienced for that.
They both kept it planted, which is great. So Charles is just going to dive. He's going to absolutely dive down the inside. I'd be so surprised if he didn't.
And this will be the corner right here. Slingshot if he does. No, he tucks him behind. Oh, nearly gets into the back of Inman.
I'm surprised he didn't dive down the inside. That was 2 tenths he only had. But maybe I'm a different driver. But I would have said.
Yeah, I would have done it as well. But I think Charles is. Oh, careful, Charles. He's pushing there. I think Charles is a bit too gentlemanly, I reckon. I mean, he'll probably know it's still. Well, we're nearly halfway through this race. There's still plenty of time though to gain that second spot. They are catching though to Jerry, who's third in the class, which I was trying to say. Jerry is catching up on Nico. That's because Jerry is on the soft tyres, whereas Nico's on the medium tyres. He's down now to about 2.5 seconds there, and now Inman is just passing Jerry Bear as well as Charles. Now, is this the opportunity that Charles can do it now?
He has to absolutely hang it around the outside, I would say. Inman goes defensive.
Oh, there's contact going into the Parabolica. Inman versus Charles. Who's going to come out on top in turn 2? They've got Nico as well to defend. They just barely get by Nico, and still Inman holds on. But it's just a matter of time.
Planted here.
Yeah.
Sort of lost time, but it's okay. But you just feel that Charles was really. I don't know. I still rue that he didn't send it here last lap. I think that was a missed opportunity. Rascal is flashing red. Yeah.
Oh, so he could be. He's still got like another lap or 2 left in that car, so it's not a cause for concern for him just yet. As we're nearly down past the halfway mark, with 45 minutes to go. I think Stephen.
That calls for a race rundown. I think, Sophie. 45 minutes in. What do you think?
What's that?
Halfway through.
Yeah, I said halfway through, didn't I?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they did, yeah. Just seeing Stephen, he's losing ground on Rascal. He's lost about 4 seconds the last time we've seen Stephen.
Inman is, what I've just noticed into the final corner there, he is coasting like mad. He basically just stops at there's a good about 100 meters where he's just coasting. And he's massively trying to save fuel, so that's clearly a strategy. Hallex is flashing red as well, so I'm not sure how much fuel that is, that little graphic there, but is he going to come in this lap, I wonder? That's a real big advantage I think Inman has right now over everybody here.
Yeah, I think Alex will pit this time by, I reckon. I think that is probably enough to do this lap alone.
I'm not sure that's enough to gain that much time back on Alex, but we'll see.
It's going to be interesting to see what Kofi can do, because he started the race on mediums, and then he'll go to the soft tyres. It's just going to be how. I don't think a win's in sight there for Kofi because he's 51 seconds adrift of Alex, but it's going to be interesting to see where he will, end up with him being on the quicker tyre though. He is flashing red though, so he could be probably pitting maybe next time by, I reckon.
Yeah, his medium times haven't been bad. They've kind of been around. I mean, apart from the sort of mistakes that he's made, they're mid 27s.
And Alex is coming in. Yep, Alex is coming in. So Alex the first to come in, he will put on. Well, I possibly reckon, but looking at those tyres, especially the right rear, he'll probably go on to those medium tyres.
Yeah, it's definitely the mediums. I mean, they can't go in any other tyre, so they're limited to just one set of softs. So
I think
definitely going for the mediums.
I think Rascal should probably be pitting this time by at all, so we should see him come into the pits. Not unless if he can do another lap in, which I don't think he will. Let's see as he makes his way through Little Madrid. No, he's going to do another lap. Okay.
Let's just have enough left.
And actually,
see, I was just about to say with Alex comes out with about 94% fuel. I was just about to say, Alex's tyres were not bad.
Yeah, they weren't too bad.
He definitely could have gone a lot longer on that set. But so the question is, what can everyone else do? Will Inman go a bit longer here?
Charles is now flashing red on his fuel gauge. Inman still isn't.
But, I mean, Inman's last time was a 26.4, which is still a really good time. As it goes wide, that was dicey.
Nice.
His times aren't bad. They're really not bad. They're comparable to a new set of mediums. Well, let's see what Alex does. But
Van der Pek's making an unscheduled pit stop by the looks of it. You know, he's gone onto the soft tyres. Not necessarily wanted to go into the softs on the previous pit stop, but quite unscheduled there because he did have plenty of fuel and his tyres looked pretty fine. So, yeah, kind of unscheduled for Van der Pek.
Back in 10th and 11th, Jerry and crew are having a little battle.
Oh, Jerry Bear's lost time, actually. Jerry Bear is... he did a 2:04. So Jerry Bear's had a big off.
Definitely he pit, definitely, because he's got a new set of soft tyres.
He's got a new set of softs, yeah. And that'll be the second set of soft tyres that Jerry will have. Anyway, Rascal's gone into the pits, so he's the second of the GR3. Oh, hello, Jerry. Well, that was forceful on crew. And he's gone off, going into turn 9.
Oh, Jerry.
Wow, he was really pushing it there. Let's ride on board. So this is turn 7, then into turn 8, the S-curves. And, yeah, he was... Wow, that's a different line that Jerry was taking. And then, yeah, just lost it on entry at turn 9 because he was pushing the car. And he's got a 1.9 seconds penalty to show it as well.
Oh, yeah, I just watched the replay back there in the stream. Yeah, that was entirely Jerry's fault, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like to badmouth him at all, but that was definitely his mistake, unfortunately.
I don't know. Too much. I don't know if... I think it was probably because he reacted to Crow braking at turn 8, and I think Jerry didn't expect it.
Meanwhile, Kofi came in, so...
Now he's onto the softs. Now he's got 22 seconds to catch up to Rascal with 40 minutes to go. But you've got Inman, Charles, and Stephen that have yet to make a pit stop, I think. Yeah, Stephen's
just done his personal best on lap 34. What's he doing here? Right, what's Alex's time? Alex is coming past the line now. Let's see what his time was. So, Inman did a 26.1. What's Alex going to do? A 27.5. So Inman is 1.4 seconds quicker.
Well, yeah. He's got to produce some qualifying laps as Inman, because what was the gap with Alex and Inman when Alex made his pit stop? About 16 seconds?
Yeah. It's quite a big gap, but...
Yeah. Stephen's in, though. Stephen's into the pits. So it's just Chucky and Inman to have yet to make their one and only stop.
That's massively impressive pace. Hinman's coming behind some traffic, but it should get... Oh, he's not going to get away with it, is he?
Well, let's see. Let's making his way through Turkey. Van der Pek on no set of softs in that Lexus, and he's through. And Inman has lost at least 3 attempts there. Now Chucky's going to get held up behind whoever that was. That might have been... Who was that? It was Slimmy. Okay. But Charles is going to be pitting this time by as Van der Pek moves out of the way. And Inman kicking up the grass. Oh, Charles going for another lap.
Yep, both of them are going through. So, can Charles make that? Doesn't look like a lot of fuel, does it?
It really doesn't, no. And I thought Rascal's fuel was like that too, and he managed to make it. So we'll see.
Pretty sure I saw that graphic on somebody else's, I think on Kofi's car, and it came in at 2%. So I don't know. Like they know what they're doing, but
oh well, they would have done a lot of practice for this race.
Inman did a 27.2, obviously being held up.
Oh, and Slimmy Cam's left now, so we're down to 5 in the 6 in the GR3s.
So Alex did 27.8, so even with Inman getting held up in traffic, he still made up 6/10. So this is absolutely the correct call from Inman to keep on these soft tyres, because they're still producing lap times that are better than the mediums. It's just how long will he's going to be fuel limited here, but he did the absolutely right thing to fuel save here. It's bringing him back into play. I don't know how much it's going to bring him back into play, but let's see. I expect the gap maybe to come under 10 seconds, definitely.
Let's see.
Alex makes any kind of mistake here, like any kind of sort of 5, 6, 7 second mistake, it's game back on easily. The only thing, but I would. Yeah,
Oh, well, Charles has cut that very fine. Look at that. No, he's got no fuel in his car. Inman will do another lap then, by the looks of it. So he'll be the last of the Red Bulls. Alex wants a little wide at Little Madrid, so there's a little mistake. Oh yeah, that was fully on sideways.
That was sketchy. So this is going to be a slow lap. That's a 29.0. So an Inman did a 27.0.
And
so
he would add
in 2 seconds on that lap alone.
He would have picked up some marbles there off that.
So that's interesting. So Charles has put in 81%. So let's remember that.
We're too late there with the replay, unfortunately, there, but that was a hair-raising move for Alex there. Gap now up to 23 seconds and still rising, so Inman could bring himself in. It's just a case of how much fuel he'll put in the car. And, well, again, hopefully, if Inman will put enough fuel in the car so he can battle with Alex, because we have seen from time to time Inman running out of fuel late on in the races, especially the GR3s at Alsace and Kyoto.
If he's that good at fuel saving, he's clearly much more economical, so he could get away with putting in a lot less. Is he going to come in? Yes.
Yeah, Inman should come in now. Yeah, and he's at 0 as well. So he's done what he had to do. That's just a case of how much fuel he's going to put in the car. What did Alex put in? Was it 94? 94% of fuel in. So Inman will put definitely less in. I'd say roughly, what, 80... 75 to 80, maybe?
Alex had a tricky turkey there. He was caught behind a bit of traffic, so... how close will this be?
Well, he's just coming across the start finish line now, so he'll be ahead of Inman now.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Inman's coming out now.
81%. So I'd say roughly that's about 10 seconds, I see. So you could say Inman's gained at least 6 seconds on that stop alone as Jedibek gets it sideways in the middle of 3 and 4. No problem for Alex to go by on the straightaway on Jerry.
So the gap has kind of turned out to be around about 7 seconds.
7 seconds now, yeah.
So Inman, by going a bit longer on those tyres and that fuel stop, gained him around, I would say, about 10 seconds. Which is significant. It's kind of a shame he had a bit of a sketchy sort of opening 10 laps because,
lack of.
Let's see if he can reel him in a little bit. But let's hope. I want to see a classic Alex Inman battle. I mean, the only thing I would say is, I'm not sure if tyres will come into it because obviously Inman's going to have like 3 or 4 lap fresher tyres.
Looking here then at Charles, he's lost ground on Inman down to 4 seconds, but notice there lap 37 to 30.5, that must have been his out lap, I think. Yeah, must have been. It just gets by Thunder Pig on the straightaway underneath the bridge. Now let's see what Kofi can do, because now he's the only one on the soft tyres, and he's 17 seconds he's got on Stephen as he just passes the GR4 leader Gianni at Slingshot.
Yeah, his first lap out, well, he pitted on lap 33, didn't he? So...
yeah, 34 was an out lap.
He's had some untidy laps, it has to be said, unfortunately. But this lap looks a bit better. Yeah, his... yeah,
32-1.
Yeah.
32-1 on lap 36, so he has made a mistake again.
So, yeah, the Alex and Inman gap is pretty... it's coming down ever so slightly. So Inman is definitely found pace mid-race. He's definitely found his way through the track, which is good for us. It's good that he's found his way. Is he going to get past? Wow.
Yeah, just about, yeah. I think Inman needs a bit of luck as well, because he wants to hope that Alex needs to catch up with traffic at some parts of the track where you don't want, and Inman to pass lap traffic on straightaway so he can gain ground on Alex.
Yeah, it won't happen for a while. Alex is just... I think they've all just gone through that lap traffic just there, so we'll have to wait a few more laps until any potential hair-raising moments, but let's see what Inman can do. He's now behind...
Verdottum.
Yep.
I don't think he'll lose too much time on that there. So back on the power, and he's past it. So now you've got Alex just ahead, making his way towards the parabolic out, and then you've got Inman just coming across the start-finish line now. Coming out then with about 30 minutes to go. Let's give you a rundown then of all the order then. So leading the field in the PC class is Alex. He's got a 7-second advantage over Inman, who has got a 6-second advantage over Charles, who seems to be struggling on those medium tyres, who has a 17-second advantage over Rascal, who is 5 seconds ahead of Stephen, and Stephen is 16 seconds ahead of Kofi, but on the soft tyres. In the GR4 class, it's Gianni leading the field by 36 seconds over Vidotton. Nico in third, but he has made the second pit stop, as too has Jerry. He's down in 10th overall, but 4th in the class. Thunderpig is 5th and 11th overall in the class, and Cro Magna is running 6th and last. And 2 retirements, we have missed out Slimmy Cam and Yogerti, who disconnected from the lead in the GR4. So Ralphie, the racing is sort of like stabled out a bit. As you can see, the cars that are just pretty much spacing. What about your championship? How did your GR3 championship went then?
That was incredibly good timing, because I just went for a comfort break while you were doing it.
Okay,
I literally just put on my headphones just as soon as you said, "Hey, Law, what about your championship?" So how did it go? It was a really mixed one. I had a couple of good highlights, I would say.
For sure, Sedegna.
So Sedegna was a massive highlight, and I had a good run. I think after Sedegna, I had Laguna was a good race. I finished 5th there, and I can't remember the other ones. It's just such a blur the whole season. But yeah, I had a couple of good races, really solid. I was really happy with Alsace, how that turned out. But yeah, I just kind of been stained by the 2 Lobby B appearances. Tokyo I hated everything about that qualifying. It was horrible. I just hate I hate slipstream fests. Unfortunately, it was just a case of that quali was decided, but you're in slipstream at all. And I can't explain what happened at Lago. I just can't explain it. I just didn't get the lap in, so I was unfortunately in Lobby B in a couple of races, which was unfortunate. So I was
just about to say, do you think that those appearances in Lobby B what cost you the championship?
Yeah, 100%. I only lost the gold tier anyway. I only lost the gold tier by 3 points, and I have to hand it to Rascal actually, because Rascal really pulled it out. Like, he did 3 fourth places. Oh
God, right. Rascal on the ragged edge of CR9. Sorry there, Law, carry on.
No, not to worry, just as we're talking about him actually. His consistency, the 3 fourth places, I mean, albeit the Lexus was really good in the races that he did finish 4th in, but take nothing away. I think that his consistency during those races when I wasn't doing particularly brilliant, I think that was Tokyo. It was Alsace, Tokyo, and then his. I think the Lago was probably the most damaging race for me, because he finished 5th, I think 5th or 6th, and I finished 1st in Lobby B. So yeah, it is what
Lago?
it is. I mean,
Lago, you qualify. Oh no, I'm thinking of Dragon Trail. Sorry, my bad. Carry on.
Yeah, no, Dragon Trail was a good one there.
Yeah.
Dragon Tail was great. That was really good. I think just something I need to really improve on for next season is tyre conservation, which is really difficult. There's definitely tricks that you can do within Gran Turismo, which I only kind of started learning halfway through the season. Things about learning how to control my braking and how to preserve tyre wear on the braking, and just learning more, because this is my first championship on the on the wheel and pedals, and there's a lot of kind of things that you can fiddle about with, and you can make sensitivity and rotation settings and all that kind of stuff. And I was really messing about with a lot of settings through the season. So I think for next season is tyre wear and also qualifying. Qualifying, I don't know what it is, but I'm just not in the right headspace when it comes to quali. I'm not like
it's pressure though, isn't it?
It's the pressure, isn't it? It's how you deal with it. That's a mental thing, but it 100% cost me in Lago. That was 100% a mental thing, because I had sort of not great first lap. I think I got maybe a shortcut penalty. Then the next lap, I got blocked. Not blocked, but I kind of started running into...
Sorry, I was looking at the dot. He made a mistake at turn 9. He lost the rear. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, no, like it's I don't know, it's just a mental thing, because once you start having a couple of dodgy laps and you're like, oh, I really have to do it this lap, I really have to do it, and then when you don't have a fantastic sector 1, then that starts snowball in your head almost, that you have to like, oh, I have to really make this sector 2 and sector 3 really count, and that's what just really gets to you, and then, you know, it just really goes downhill from there. So I'm absolutely mad respect to the likes of Alex and Inman for delivering lap after lap in qualifying. Like, it's just insane that they can just go out first lap, bang, and it's, you know, one of the fastest they've done. So that's the kind of space, that's where I think I really need to improve, because I looked at my average qualifying. My average qualifying was always much, like, you know, where I qualified was always higher than where I finished in the race. In the races I was good, in the qualifying I wasn't. So that's somewhere where I need to improve. But overall, like, we won the team championship. I had to actually give like such a massive shout out to my whole team, because, you know, Martin, Baldy and Havoc, we just bloody worked hard. And they worked hard as well. Baldy, like, we had pretty much a full race attendance apart from Baldy missed one because of a power cut, which you can't really do anything about.
No, that's about out of his control, that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then one, I think it was a work-related thing, but, you know, they just gave their all. Martin was like, he was like running 6th at one point in the Dragon Tail, and he was right with me in Sardinia as well. So he's a fast goer. He's a fast guy. I think he'll get a lot faster. He's a young guy as well. He's only like 17 or something like that. So yeah, he'll be massively fast, I think, for next season, once he sort of gets the mistakes out of his systems. You know, you'll get out of your system before long. I think that's something that's so impressed me about Alex, is that, you know, and to probably a lesser extent Inman and Kofi, is just that these guys are like 17, 18, 19. And like, they drive as if it's like the Max Verstappen thing, you know, he doesn't drive like his age.
Yeah.
It's incredible, really. So it's just the maturity that they do is just really, really impressive.
Wasn't it you that said that Alex has got the capability to race with the likes of TRL Lightning or something like that? Because, I mean, if I was Alex, I mean, I'd take that as a massive compliment.
I am absolutely certain that he will be, if he entered, I don't know why he isn't in like the FIA championships, or like he's not one of those. If not now, he will be, because if he only gets a bit quicker, as he just gets blocked by
Crow. Oh, and keeps contact with Crow at turn 9, so that could have made the Inman slightly catch up then a bit.
Yeah, I was about to say that gap's coming down. It's now 4.1 seconds. Remember, that was about 7 seconds at the stops?
Yeah, when Inman needed stops, yeah.
That's coming down. I'll probably finish on this point before this race probably gets a bit more interesting, but like, Alex we've all said it, like, he can race up there at the top, guys. I'd be really curious, because like, whenever he's in sport mode, on, you know, on the FIA champs and on, you know, the time trials and whatever, like, he's right up there. He's such a fast guy. I mean, but that said, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't watch any of the, like, you know, top 10 in the world guys or anything, so I don't know the difference. I'm sure they all watch them, as you know, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know the difference. I don't know what the kind of the base gap is, but, you know, to me, Alex is just. It just makes you appreciate probably the guys who are really top 10 in the world on Gran Turismo, just how fast they are. And, you know, for me as a driver, I'm just like, how are they doing that? Anyway, Gianni's coming.
There was one more thing I wanted to say about you too. I think Gianni's going to be putting on a set of softs, I reckon. It could be his last pit stop, actually. I mean, he does have 2 sets of softs to his name, but he could use this for a set of softs. So, good drive this from Gianni. Made a bit of a mistake at turn 15, but he's capped to, you know, he's redeemed himself, and he's solidly in the lead. Also, at the end of the season, you put quite a passionate post on there, which I loved actually, and it, it just goes to show, that we're all respectful of one another and how they race and what have you. And it's just what this community is, isn't it? Because we all get along. We're just like one big family, aren't we?
Yeah, and what I like, yeah. Well, I mean, for anybody who probably hasn't seen the post, I basically just said that I think IRC is probably. I mean, I joined very briefly in one other racing league, and I know another couple of other drivers who've been in other racing leagues who have had a very suboptimal experience. I know that you commented on one of them. I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
And it's just the way this community is run is, given that it's volunteers, it's people who don't get paid for this. I mean, if they do get any money from the merch sales, it's nothing. And this is on top of jobs. And feel free to interrupt me, by the way, at any point.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just seeing Rascal just getting by Jerry Bear at the Pirelli Parabolica, but nothing special there.
But yeah, no, absolutely. Like, it's run so impeccably for what is a volunteer series, and I would be happy for all of us to meet up in one place and just have a massive party, because I think it would just be just epic. I joined this series just primarily to. I didn't know what to expect really, but I just wanted to
Jerry Bear's gone off at Slingshot, misjudged his braking point. Let's get a replay of that there. Poor Jerry Bear. He did make the pit stop. Just understeered way out wide, mistimed his braking point, and lost his spot to Thunderpig. So Jerry Bear struggling in the second half of the race.
Yeah, I'll probably finish this. I'll finish this monologue quite soon. But Gianni is on the grass there, so there might be a battle here between Gianni and Nico. But I'll just briefly finish the point of my homage to Burke is that we get on so well, and everybody gets better as a driver. Like, everybody improves. The camaraderie to help each other to like get faster. The driving school that Inman and Alex puts on, on every track that we race. Well, most tracks that we race on in this championship is just a big testament to it all, because you could easily just not do that. Inman is trying to fight Alex for the championship, whereas. But still, every Saturday he puts on a driving school for everybody to get faster, and I've messaged him a couple of times to review my laps, and I know Martin has messaged Alex for laps as well, and like we all share, and I just think that's just a really, really fantastic aspect of it. It's not cutthroat. It's cutthroat on the track, but
there's like no secrecy or anything.
No, absolutely. Well, there is some. There's a little bit.
Not a lot.
There's some tricks and the tricks and the little tiny tricks that you need in Gran Turismo to be quick. With regards to braking and all that kind of stuff. There's a bit of secrecy behind there, but it's just such a good. It's I think a large part of it has been these last two seasons have been done under the pandemic and under COVID, and we're all mostly been sort of confined to our houses and not really had a much social contact, and I think that's just such an underrated part of this, that it's something to focus on. It's talking to people, we all have party chats and all that kind of stuff. We do practice races together, and that is just been such an underrated part of that. I really felt like there's been parts of like the lockdown where I haven't really felt like it being locked down, because you're just focusing on doing the races. It's just something for your mind to focus on. So, and for for the admins to be running this championship under, we all have real life jobs and real life pressures, and I know some of them work physical manual jobs as well. And yeah, it's a bloody good series. So if anybody's if any of these 14 people watching the stream, if you haven't joined ARC and you're, I don't know how long, an hour and a half into the stream and you're not joining ARC, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, it's just testament, because I think we're growing so much as well. So hopefully people are seeing these streams and seeing the racing that's going on. But yeah, that's my monologue over. Alex and Im, and that gap is now down to 2 seconds.
Yeah, we were looking at that when you were doing your speech. Just looking then at the Dottam there, and he's slightly catching up on Nico, although Nico's just come out of the pits. So that could be a battle going on for second in the class. Oh, there's a bit of lag there from the Dottam. Still is a bit. as Kofi is starting to catch up on Stephen. The gap now down to 5 seconds. What was it when Stephen made his pit stop? Was it like 22?
It was a lot.
It was a lot. So he's gained a lot.
Yeah, Stephen hasn't really made any obvious mistakes either. He's just been purely about a second to a second and a half quicker per lap. So yeah, Kofi is, after kind of not the best start to that soft stint, he's really reeling them in now, so hopefully he doesn't make any more mistakes. What about Rascal? Rascal's only 6 seconds up the road from Stephen, so
yeah, that's
he's potentially a mistake away from being in that battle too. I could just imagining just the Inman right now. I know the championship's over, I know this is a one-off event, but wouldn't he just love to put one over Alex here?
Oh, I would. I think Inman, especially the last 2 races, he could leave his head held high, even though, I just found a bit of a weird stat that Inman actually finished ahead of Alex 4 times out of the 8. But obviously the 4 times that Alex finished ahead of Inman, Alex won. But I mean, with Inman with the last 2 races, like he said after picking up his first win, that he said he knew he couldn't beat Alex in terms of pace-wise, but strategy-wise he could beat him. But I mean, you see him here, he's definitely catching up on Alex in terms of pace. So I think Inman has found a new lease of life, or a new bit of confidence now that he did legitimately beat Alex on merit in the last 2 races, and hence why I said he could leave that championship with his head held high.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that race could have been anything. I mean, like, Inman was clearly trying to back us all up and back Alex up into me and Kofi and Stephen. That was very, very clear. And I think he wanted me to stay in the lead for a little bit longer. But, fair play for trying that tactic. But this is what I mean. Like, there's just really, they're 2 different driving styles. It really is like a Hamilton-Rosberg or a Senna-Prost kind of thing, because they both have completely different driving styles. Alex is just balls out, drives like, it's his last race ever. And when you look at the replays,
I like that.
And you look at,
I like it like that.
Look at the tyre wear, like, Alex burns his rear tyres so much more than anybody because he's just so eager, so quick to get on the power, which is partly why he's so fast. But whereas Inman, he thinks about, you can see it when he does driving skills, he thinks about the track, he knows the camber, he talks about the camber of the track and about how the layout of the track and everything, and how the car reacts to physics, how to manipulate the physics of the car and everything. He's obviously like a former real racing driver, but whereas Alex just gets it. But yeah, it's just different. Inman's just going to get slightly
held up behind Jerry. Yeah.
Oh, Jerry.
Oh,
come on, we want to see this battle, Jerry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's so costly.
That's a second loss there. But even though, to be fair though, Alex has got Dottam and Thunderpig just ahead, although Alex has got by them at Slingshot.
Very easily, yeah.
Oh, I thought he lost it on the exit. Now this could be a problem for Inman because he's going by the Thunderpig and the Dottam towards the S-curves here. It's right on board into turn 8. He's going to get held up a lot more, I reckon.
Yeah. I mean, and the Dot and Thunderpig are legitimately racing each other here, so... Oh, he's going to try around the outside. This is so sketchy, but he makes it. That's okay.
Thunderpig's going to understeer through turn 10, 11, and the Dottam's going to have an overlap on the inside on the exit to Turkey. No, he doesn't. But costly lap there for Inman. He's lost at least 1.6 seconds alone on Alex now. So Inman, what he has to do now is try and find that momentum again and catch that back up. But as we've seen, he can do it.
At that rate, he would have caught him pretty easily because he was gaining on him like maybe half a second a lap. So he'll definitely get him, providing he doesn't make any more mistakes or the traffic doesn't really get in their way. Meanwhile, Kofi is caught right up to Stephen as well,
and they're making their way towards Turkey too. 10, 11, 12, 13, the quadruple left-hander. Stephen went a little wide though in the middle of Turkey. So battle for position again. And with Stephen.
Well, I think this is probably going to be a slam dunk here. Look at the Kofi's fuel levels as well. Stephen's really low actually. I think he's misjudged his fuel almost.
No, he's short shifting. He's definitely short shifted in the 6th gear. And that's position change there. So yeah, Stephen is really mistimed his fuel there, because he short shifted into 6 very quickly. What's he doing? What's he doing?
What's he done? That looks like
that looked odd. That looked really odd.
It looked like his wheel malfunctioned or something.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, or maybe a steering lock or something. That was very odd.
Like he's weaving around, so there must be something going on with his wheel. But yeah.
Yeah, very odd one for Stephen to do.
Can't happen. He isn't a CSL elite, so don't know what's going on there. But yeah, that looked like a wheel failure. Stephen wouldn't really just start flinging it around like that.
He's on the grass again at turn 8. He's going to run right at turn 9. Yeah, something's not right with Stephen. Definitely.
He's been possessed.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone way off.
He's gone off again. This is a horrible lap for Stephen. Oh no. This is and this is uncharacteristic of Stephen to do that.
There's something definitely wrong, because he doesn't have tyre wear or anything, and I know his fuel's way down, but and he's not just like thrown in the tile or anything. But
no, it's not. No, for sure not. I don't think Stephen's the type of guy that will throw in the towel because of that.
It's a weird way to throw in the tile.
There's something clearly wrong there. It must be a wheel problem for Stephen.
Yeah.
In fact, he's gone into the pits. He's probably going in to stop, I think.
Yeah, I suspect he's retiring. So yeah, you can retire from our races, but you just have to go into the pits and just sit there. So that's potentially what he's doing. Yeah,
that's a shame there for Stephen, because he looked like he was getting on, especially in the GR3 championships. He was really catching up with the likes of Alex and Inman in terms of championship. But yeah, I think Stephen is done. I tell you what, we've left the live chat a bit unnoticed. So what have they been saying?
Kobe says, "Family, time to throw my Arc brothers into the pool." Fair play, Kobe. He reckons it might have been a cat on the lap. Does Stephen have a cat?
Oh God! Do you know? I remember commentating on the that epic race at the McGann Trophy Cup at Brands Hatch, and I think it was Yanir, the Finnish guy who's not in this community now, sadly, but he went off into the barrier. And the reason was because his cat actually put his paw on the on button for the TV. Oh, so I mean, unfortunate situation that was. But I mean, I tell you what, that'd be quite unfortunate for Stephen for that to happen. But obviously,
hopefully he comes onto the stream and tells us, because that would be. I'd be curious to know. But I know he lives with flatmates, but. I don't know if he has a pet. He definitely has a posted. We got a specific animal chat in our Discord where people post their pets. A lot of people have cats. Let's put it that way. Meanwhile, so Alex, the gap has come down slightly, and yeah, after Inman made that, well, he didn't make a mistake. He was just blocked fairly. But he didn't really. The gap sort of widened, whereas now it's started to close back in. So it was slightly back in the group, but there's only 3/10 between their lap times. So yeah, Inman needs a lot more in these last 10 minutes.
So we're down to 5 drivers now in the PC category. And
so yeah, things to look out for here. So yeah, Alex and Inman may close down. Rascal and Kofi will definitely close down, because Kofi's on the softs here. So Rascal might not be able to hold on to 4th here. I can't believe that Kofi, despite all his misadventures, could be potentially in here for 4th.
And with 8 minutes to go, it's definitely doable. Oh God, that was a hair-raising moment at Parabolica for Kofi. He was trying to get by with Dotum there, trying to get as much slip as he can, I think.
Yeah. Kobe says that during the NERB 24-hour, his cat jumped mid-race, so that's not where you don't want that happening at that track.
Again, Kofi. Oh, sorry.
He's got a penalty, so he's just burned out on the straight there, so that's...
Is that a shortcutting of turn 4, I reckon?
Yeah.
That's turn... Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen drivers take that line and got away with it, but obviously it didn't for Van der Peek, so that's a bit of a strange one.
Made a huge mistake.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he's now 14 seconds behind, so he's made a big error somewhere. He's got damage on his...
it's a Little Madrid. Little Madrid, he went off. And that is going to give the win to Alex after that mistake there. I think Hinman was pushing a bit too hard. And yeah, that is pretty much gifted Alex the win.
Did you, have you got a replay of that?
Yeah, I just did there. Yeah, he went off. He's gone off again. It's the Sawtooth Dipper. Now, he's got to be careful now, because Charles is only 3 seconds adrift with 7 minutes to go. And you can see him in the background. Charles will take full advantage of this, and he's got more fuel than Inman. So Charles, if I was Charles, I'd push it right now, because Inman is struggling.
And Inman crucially has a lot less fuel as well. He's gone, oh, what's gone wrong? He's just lost his head a little bit. Oh, careful.
Oh my goodness me. I'm guessing this is fatigue coming into play now?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be fatigue, but it's just, he probably just lost it, and now he just loses his rhythm completely. But like the fuel is going to be a big factor here. I mean, I don't know. There's only 6 minutes though. Will it be a factor?
I don't know. I think he might be alright though. Looking at Kofi, he's slowly catching up to Rascal. 3.1 it is now with 6 minutes to go. We ain't talked a lot about the GL4s as of late, so Gianni leads the way comfortably for nearly 40 seconds he has over Nico in third. Second in the class, sorry. The Dottam is third, although nearly getting it wrong at turn 9. Van der Peek in fourth, Cro-Magnon fifth, and Jerry Bear. It's just gone all wrong for Jerry Bear. We did see him battling close up to Nico for second, and then it's just gone all horribly wrong for Jerry in the M4, and he still sits there, but he is still going though, so fair play to Jerry. And again, 2 retirements there. Slimmy Cam, who disconnected, as well as Ugarte when he retired from the lead.
So yeah, the battle for second is really hotting up as Inman is going wide again, so Charles has got a good run here.
For the S-curve, 7, 8 and 9. Inman really struggling now. Oh yeah, Charles is now getting a little bit. Yeah, he needs to get going now. He can sense that Inman is really struggling alone. And again, yeah, it could be just a case that Inman has really lost his momentum, his rhythm, and Charles has got to take full advantage of this now.
He'll probably not dive down here, but get him on the straight.
And there's Gianni there too. In fact, Gianni's gone very wide at Little Madrid.
Although
he could do that. Yeah,
strange way to concede, but
yeah, he could do that. He's got 40 seconds over Nico, so he can do that. Now then, Inman going defensive up against the pit wall. Now go back onto the racing line into Parabolica. Flat out through there, completely Harry Flatters. Now has Charles got an overlap going into its turn 2? No, he doesn't. Inman sticks into second. But Charles, he's got to get a good run off of turn 4. Gets into the back of Inman possibly, but he got to get a good run off of turn 4, and then get into the make a run going into the hairpin slingshot. Can he do it though? Don't think he's too far back though to make a pass.
Yeah, he's very cautious. He's very, very cautious, showing a lot of respect. But again, send it.
Yeah, exactly. Fully send it. I mean, yeah, fully send it. He's trying. He's sending it. Oh, he's held us. Oh, no! Inman's gone. No. Inman held on to it. Has he? No, he hasn't. Oh my goodness. Well, we listened to you there.
I meant send it into the hairpin, not send it into the S's. Oh dear.
Well,
can we get a replay?
Yeah, here's a replay. Oh, he's just. I think Charles was. I think Charles had the race in line, but I think Inman missed the apex at the first part, and it's a difficult one now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Charles was taking the racing line for sure, and Inman.
He just missed the apex at 8 here. Watch, just missed it because he just clipped a bit of the gravel on the left.
Yeah, he was a bit slower. He was a bit, yeah, he was just offline, and basically that allowed Charles to get a little bit of speed and a tiny bit of overlap, which is what caused them to touch, and then Inman lost it by himself on the next corner. So that's really unfortunate. I don't know how the stewards are going to see that.
Meanwhile, Kofi's really caught up to the back of Rascal. 3 temps separating those two, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. So another battle change could be happening with Kofi on those soft tyres and Rascal on the mediums.
Yep, and this is the only battle on track, so we can fully focus on this. Gaps are huge between everyone else. So.
Let's just hope this could be a little bit cleaner than the Charles Inman battle. Making their way into Slingshot, they go there. Lap 60 these drivers are on. 2 minutes and 18 to go. So yeah, I think you said 62 laps is probably the right amount, actually.
Yeah.
Can Rascal hold on for 4th place? Although we've got the leader in the GR4, Gianni, just ahead as they're going into Turkey.
Maybe he'll do a concede by
going off a little Madrid pot again. No, in fact, that's before. No, he's gonna. Oh, Rascal's popping out, trying to get a bit more tool. And now Rascal going defensive, goes back onto the racing line, nearly right in front of Kofi at 14 and 15. 100 seconds to go until the end of this race, and Alex is going to win another 100-mile event. I think it's called 100-minute race or something, I can't mind. But look at Kofi up against the pit wall. So too is Rascal. Now goes back onto the racing line into Parabolica. Who's going to be brave? Rascal's going to go a little bit wide here, and Kofi's going to have an overlap, into the Sawtooth Dipper, and that's P4 now for Kofi. Good pass that.
That was so well done. He sort of gave him the dummy by kind of going around the outside there. And then he turned into having the inside line and then just late brake. That was brilliant. Well done, Kofi.
And there's a bit of side panel beating there from the pair of them, but there you go, no harm, no foul. So Kofi now into 4th position. With Inman making mistakes, do you think a podium is within sight, even though there's 45 seconds to go?
It's probably a stretch, I think.
Well, I mean, Inman's flashing. Inman is flashing, and he's going to have at least one more lap in. So, I tell you what, it could be close.
Well, I think I remember whenever they were pitting with that amount, it was around about 4 or 5%. If I was him, I would just intentionally slow down. Or just so he could finish this lap. I don't think Kofi's going to go into the final lap here. Oh,
I don't think so too. That's going to be very close, you know. No, I think he will. 3, 2.
He's got it.
He has. He's got one more lap to do. So Rascal is going to finish in 5th. We have noticed there Stephen's not there now, so he's left the race, but he's still in the lobby. So I think Gianni, he's just come across the line, so he wins the GR4 class. And there's Rascal. He will finish 5th in the PC class. And who is going to be next across the line? Here comes Alex then. He's just making his way towards the last 2 corners. Absolutely dominant display again from Alex. Lost the lead early on to Charles. Got it back again. And then he had a bit of worry there because Inman was flying. Really catching up to Alex when he made the pit stop. But then Inman made the mistake. And it's all easy sailing for Alex. Yet another win in this class here for Alex. He takes the win comfortably. 23 seconds ahead of Charles, who has just passed the Dotson, who will finish 3rd overall in the class. Nico Costas in 2nd in the GR4s. Good effort there from Nico. Pretty much where he was there the whole entire race. And now we just wait then for Charles slide this way through turn 15, and he will get 2nd place. Meanwhile, Inman, the gap is about 2 seconds now, so he should be okay. As I think I just seen there, Crow Magna gets in there sideways. It's going into its 10, 14 and 15. Although he's coming across the line, Inman will just hold on for 3rd place, even though there is Kofi. I tell you what, if there was one more lap, Kofi would have had Inman for sure. But anyway, Inman finishes 3rd, Kofi 4th, Dotson crosses the line in 5th, and now we just wait for Jerry Berry. He's the last across the line in last place, and he is just going to make it on fuel. And there you are. That is it. And of course, though, we obviously wait for Stephen because he's stopped in the race. But we've got 25 seconds to go. But I tell you what, that was good fun there. And such a shame we didn't see the ending that we could have hoped with Alex and Inman reuniting their battle again.
Yeah, that was kind of a race we're sort of robbed of there, unfortunately. But mistakes can happen, and given that Inman barely practiced for this race with everything going on, that was a quite scary amount of pace he gained halfway through that race. But yeah, no, well done everybody. Fairly clean, I think, overall.
Yeah. I think
it's the best that you can hope for.
Do you think Inman may have just not been helped with Jerry Bear, like hit the Sawtooth Dipper? That must have really knocked his rhythm there, I reckon. What do you think?
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, Inman's come in chat. He says, my bloody wheel broke.
Oh, his wheel broke.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not good. That is not good. I want to know what Stephen's problem was as well. I hope his wheel didn't break too. That's going to cost a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, as a fellow T150 owner, that breaks me a little bit. But that's so annoying, Inman. I'm so sorry to hear that. Bloody equipment, eh? They just let us down right at the last second.
Well, we can't leave it on a downer bed. I mean, it's still a good effort to finish third, though. So, I mean, with a broken wheel, but that's going to cost a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. But see, that must have happened. We didn't actually see the incident itself, like what actually happened. But I imagine he must have just straight lined into the final corner because he was just stopped, wasn't he? Just like almost at the edge.
Yeah, it must have just went careering on. Yeah. So there's a look then at how they look. Rascal didn't finish a lap down. He was the first to cross the line when the timer struck. So there you go. So there's how they look. Alex 1, Charles 2nd, Inman 3rd, Kofi 4th, Rascal 5th. And then congratulations to Giari dominating the GR4s. Nico in 2nd, Dotum, Thunderpig, Crowbag, Jerry Bear, and Stephen actually finished last overall because he stayed in the pits. And like I said, 2 retirements, Slimmy Cam and Ugherty unfortunately disconnected. So that has been the ARC 100 Gardens 100, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. What about you?
Yeah, no, that was great. It's nice to commentate on a race that isn't 3 hours, so that was good.
Yeah, definitely.
Slightly easier.
Yeah. So we're going to end the stream here because if you could hear, my throat is a little bit dead, and I need to take the dog out for a walk because he'll be dying for a poop. So we'll just end the stream right now. So I've been Savvy.
And I've been Law.
And we will see you again. I don't know when. I think a mini series is happening very soon. So It could be that. There could be some more endurance races along the way. So we'll see you later then.